It's clobberin' time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger, ready to move out.
It's clobberin' time! Clobberonimo!
Greetings, my friends. Welcome to Saturday Night Star Trek. Yes, that's Clobberonimo! Like she said, we're ready to roll. We're ready to warp out of here. My goodness, thank you so much for being here, my friends. Clobberers, clobberonimos, clobberettes, clobberoids, clobberooskies, clobberites, clobberians, and the secret to everyone else is to bang the rocks together, guys. It is Clobberin' Times issue number 637 on YouTube, 1,337 overall, and of course it's Saturday Night Star Trek number 133.
Dun, dun, dun.
What she said. Okay, so let us. I mean, I don't know. What we should do tonight, folks? Should we review some Star Trek?
We gotta do it.
What do you think? What do you think?
Let's do it.
Who wants to review 4 episodes of a Star Trek series tonight, like we planned? Let's do that. All right. Well, I'm just so glad to see you all here tonight. It's always fantastic. First, we will get started by allowing our chief engineer's not here right now, but he will be here back a little later. Our first officer, the most wonderful first officer in the fleet, Commander R.M. Briggs, to now let's have a few opening words from her. Then we'll do the show notes and shout outs, and we'll get right to it, shall we? Number one.
I think so. I
You
think
there?
so. I think so. Let's do this. Let's do this. Welcome everyone. It's great to see you all. I've missed you all. It's only been a week, but gosh darn it, I just love your company. All of you are such dynamic, wonderful conversationalists. Each of you funny, smart, cool, tons of information. Just great to hang out with. So welcome everyone. I'm looking forward to this evening's reviews. I also want to shout out to our wrenches who go out of their way to be loyal to my best friend, one of my best friends in my entire life, by supporting him in social media, supporting his channel, all the shows he does. I mean, wrenches, you guys are just great. Not only are you wonderful to everyone who's in this 735 club, anybody who is a clobberonimo, a clobberooski, but you're out there beating the pavement for a clubby, and I love it, and I appreciate it very much. I'm going to take a few seconds to shout out to my friend, our friend, Enigmatic Drop Bear. I will call him Edie.
Hey,
Beautiful person who is going through chemotherapy. And I just want us all to know. I don't want anyone to put in the chat, where is he? I miss him. And I know that will happen because this fella has a lot of friends in the Star Trek community. And I just want you to know not to worry about him. What you can do is you can reach out and you can support him as he goes through a chemotherapy. You can send him lots of great notes. You can shout him out in the chat. And just let him know that you care. And if you're somebody who prays, you know what? He could sure use your prayers. And I know that would be wonderful for him. I also want to shout out Max Redstone. Max had a very serious operation so that he could have another very serious operation. And he's been on the mend. Okay. And Max also needs that love and support. So if you're connected with Max through social media, please send him a note. Let him know that you care. Check in on him, see how he's doing, or you could just shout him in the out in the chat here. And you know what you can also do? You can also send him some prayers because I know he loves your prayers as well. Many of us here are agnostics, so it's all one big happy family. I have a new book coming out. I'm working on my 6th story. I'm sort of groping around for inspiration, but I want to get this book done. If you like to read classic science fiction, if you like classic science fiction short story, then I'm your lady. I'm writing stories just for you. I have a first book out called Science Fiction Tales. It's going to be called Volume 1 soon because Volume 2 will be coming out. And a bunch of really wonderful people, 18 people, have stepped forward to support this book. They're from this community. They are amazing human beings. And I have to call each one of them out because they're just marvelous. Larry, and Tony Stark, you guys are a cut above the rest. The way that you have backed my book and all of the financial obligations that I have to bring these books to the public. You both are just outstanding individuals, and I thank you so much. I also want to thank Sean Carter from Mars, Cardinal Sin, Shooter, Chris Persia, Scuba and Leslie Pete, Eric K. and his trusty dusty dog Kirby, Enigmatic Drop Bear. Shout out to you. You know, honey, I'm really thinking of you, sweetheart. I hope you're feeling better. Michael and Cassandra Beacom, Mark D with a C and his beautiful family, Anti-Derivative Jill, Jelly Jill, Maximum Redstone, don't forget those prayers, JT Cook, Dadman and the Dadman clan, Lord and Lady Thoth, and of course, Rob Altes. Thank you one and all for backing my book. I can't wait to get it into your hot little hands. If you want to read it before anybody else, get on over to Patreon. And thank you so much, everyone. And last but certainly not least, hello, best friend. I love you. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. We are going to tear it up and have a great time tonight. Mwah, mwah.
absolutely. Love you. Eric K, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate that. He says, Raquel, I've been groping.
That's me.
Groping. I am sure she has a line to be groped.
I love you, Eric.
Well, I'll let you, that's above my pay grade, I'm afraid. I'll let you gropers work that out. I don't understand. Thank you, buddy. Hey, who was it? Someone in the chat told me something in the chat there. Doc Fortune said Arlene Sorkin passed away. Weird. Oh, the voice of Harley Quinn. She was very young. Sorry to hear about that.
No,
damn,
really?
yeah. So, wow, I will have to look into that later. That's crazy. So let's do some some show notes, and then we'll get right on to the shout outs, shall we?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Do it. Where? Oh, okay. So tomorrow night, of course, as always, we will have the Sunday Night Geekery taking place at where else? The great Mark D with the C's channel, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He will be geeking the geek out.
Or
And
eating the eatery out.
We'll try to get some geek balance in there because there's going to be some eatery. We know there's some eatery coming, but there's the Markster there. So we got that covered. And then, of course, I'm always just have a great time hanging out with the extraordinary J-Man and Sean on J-Man's channel. 7 Eastern, Monday nights, three Mondays out of the month, reviewing Legion of Superheroes from the very beginning to the only ending that mattered. Then, of course, at my own show, Monday Night Marksy Comics Talk, it's the 28th. It is the birthday. It would have been the 105th birthday. It still is, actually, of Jack King Kirby, the King of Comics. And I'll have a little Jack Kirby birthday celebration. That's all of August is Clobbering Time. On Clobbering Times is Jack Kirby month. So.
Yep, going to be a ton of fun.
Hail to the King for that. And then, of course, throughout the week, the rest of the shows. Be on Tom Connor's great show over there on Midnight Heads After Dark. They have the with the great buddy Stone Loki for the round table over on his comic round table on his channel. And so all that good stuff happening. And of course the great Nick Weiser's channel as well. And J-Man and I, of course, also covering Kirby's Fourth World. So let's see. I think we got everybody. I think that pretty much handles that. Now, shall we start with some show notes? Because we like to do that.
Let's do the show notes.
I mean, that's
before we do,
that was show notes. I meant shout outs. But go ahead.
Oh, shout outs. Boss, just so you know, Enigmatic Drop Bear just walked through the door. He's saying his hellos to everyone. So I just thought you should know that he's here. Everyone, Edie's here.
Actually, he popped in a little while ago. I've written down.
Did he? Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
It's so nice to have you here, honey. If you're not
feeling
up to stand, that's okay. And you know what? You don't even have to participate in the chat.
We're
We're just so honored that
I'm glad
you're
to
here,
see him
honey.
here.
Sending love to you.
Hang, participate, do all you want to do. But if you can't do that, we also understand. Just glad to see you here, buddy. Big time. Okay, show notes, shout outs. Of course, basically the extraordinary big time wrenchers we have here. Of course, the great Eric K, the Bronze Wrencher. Whether they eat or not, they get the shout out. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you so much for all you do, bro. And same goes to the great Chris Persia, Vindicated Wrencher, that great white north.
And the crowd goes wild.
Yes.
Thank you for the show poster and putting those advertisements all over your social media. You are the best.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much, man. And there's, of course, D. Bud Martin, the Wrench of Iron.
Mathematician.
Iron Man. Mr. Tuska Wrench. Lord Thoth, God of the Wrenches. Avon lives, long live the Legion. My good friend, shout out to the better half, the lovely Lady Thoth.
And Lance.
My partner in crime on Earth, B, fellow Legionnaire reviewer extraordinaire, the Wrench Without Fear, J-Man.
Yay! Also an author by his book.
Indeedishness, by his book. Master of the Claboni, comic artist, supreme painter of the cover of Science Fiction Tales by author and commander R.M. Briggs.
And the crowd goes wild.
Super Wrench Kal-El.
Real soup.
Maddie's daddy, Thor in Vegas, we did have wrench me on here. That rascally wrench himself, Phantom Outsider E.
Okay.
And Clobbering Time's own Music Meister, Maximum Redstone.
Maximum Redstone.
And let's see.
Oh, you got a gift from Michael Beacom.
Oh, Michael Beacom. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Support Raquel's Patreon account.
You beautiful human being. You and your wife are such beautiful people. And thanks again for the glorious UFO book. I am enjoying it so much.
Thank you, buddy.
And everyone at the clubhouse is enjoying teasing me about how I'm caring for it so much. So this book has legs. It is offering humor
It does have
as well
legs.
as edifying us all. So thank you so much, Beacums.
Yeah. Legs it has. All right, everyone. Let's see who else is here with us tonight. Let's see. Up in here. FKHC 2002. Yes, sir. Joseph Dredd. Here come the judge.
That's a judge.
Shooters here. Hey,
Pew,
hey.
pew, 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 pew.
Yes, indeed. Let's see. JT Kirk. I am Kirok.
He is Garrock.
Let's see here. It always takes a while to get so used to some of these names, so apologize if it's never exactly right. Empress NM.
Ooh.
Welcome.
Curtsy.
Raymond Feliciano and Sandra Feliciano.
You know
They
what that
are
means? King
Yes.
Dolphin TV.
in color. Raymond and Sandra. Hope you're doing great, buddies. Great to see you there. Love you.
Oh,
Let's
what
see
the
here.
heck?
Whoa.
Hold on let's tap the brakes for a second. Chris is saying,
What happened?
Raquel, just so you know, Michael did try to show support for you Thursday night, but YouTube wasn't allowing his super chats through that night. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I didn't know that. That's dumb.
I heard some people were having trouble with super chats.
That's bad, you guys. That's really bad. Can if you've had trouble with super chats, can you all get a hold of me on the twits and tell me what you sent? And what I'll do is I'll do a little special shout out for you. We would never ever ignore you, and I'm
Yeah.
so glad you guys told us about this. This is outrageous. We
Yes,
will
it is.
rectify it. Please get a hold of me and tell me which super chats we missed on the clubhouse. And Chris Persia, thank you, sweetheart. Love you. Thank you.
Yeah, and looks like Fiona said that was happening to her as well. Sorry about that, everybody.
That's bad,
Um,
man.
Dave G Sound.
Not just another body of water.
Penny.
Penny! How are you, sweetheart? Oh, and thank you for all the beautiful messages that you sent. I love it when you leave comments on the different shows. Thanks, Penny.
The great
Holy
Larry
cow,
Larry. Larry with a super sticker. And shout out to Larry. Thank you so much, buddy. You were too kind for that. Really,
What kind of
really
a super
appreciate it.
sticker is it? Can folks
Yeah.
tell me? I can't see on
We
this
can't
one.
see it, but I looked on the other side. It's they can see it over there. Everyone over there can see it. We can't. We're the only ones who can't see it unless we look over there.
I love
Everybody
this
can see it.
beautiful human being. This
Thank you,
man
buddy.
is so nice. He's such a gentleman. He's so nice. You ought to say his name twice, perhaps thrice. Larry. This man is the champion of independent authors and independent creators and artists. This man is so generous, so kind, and he is a savvy geek. He's a bit of an encyclopedia, so stay tuned to Larry. And Larry, Clubby and I thank you so much, sweetheart.
Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate that. By the way, Waggar's here.
Wag,
Wag, buddy. You know, like Michael says, it's not that you're missing them. It's that YouTube is not allowing us to buy them.
No
I suspect
way.
they're keying on competitor system names. That's what
No
I suspect.
way.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Thank you, buddy.
Cray. Thank you for explaining that.
The Comic Relief Crusader.
Good evening. Nice to see you.
Smilex.
That's our
Hey
adopted
there,
son.
Smilex. That's right.
We
Good to
honor
see you,
no.
Smilex. Good to see you, Smilex. Courtney, Courtney was here earlier. Courtney, hey.
Thank you for dropping by.
The lovely Lisa was here. Is here.
Lisa!
There's Lisa right there. Hey, Lisa.
Have you seen her beautiful garden? It's
No, I
just like I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. She makes the most beautiful, unblemished fruits and vegetables. It's like her home, her garden is like the finest produce section at the most exclusive grocer. They're just absolutely beautiful. She's put so much work in, Clubby. You should see it. Gorgeous work.
Let's see. Lose track of where I am for a second. Trying to lose track. And then again, the aforementioned great enigmatic drop there, buddy. Always great to have you here, sir. Hang in there, buddy. Simply Steve, my friend. All right.
Evening, Simply Steve. Nice to see you.
The lovely Princess Fiona.
Curtsy.
Doc Fortune. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Doc. What's up, Doc?
And they call him Scuba Peach. He's the king of the Ramba Beach. Good to see you there, brother. And Leslie. Shout out to Leslie. The aforementioned great Michael Beacom, and shout out to Cassandra. Thanks. Always great to see you, buddies.
Great couple.
The Tetrarch of Apathy.
So apathetic.
He cares. Victor Fontaine. Hey, Victor. Vic, what's up, buddy? Sandra Hammerslag.
Good evening, Sander.
And the great Sean Carter from Mars is here.
Sean Carter from Mars.
Well, I don't see anyone yet. I hope I didn't miss anyone. But as always, as soon as I spot anyone pop in, there's one. I'm sorry I missed one. Joe Dog.
Oh, Joe Dog's here. Good evening, Joe Dog.
It moves fast on me sometimes, Joe Dog.
It does.
So, Joe Dog, good to see you there, buddy. I hope I'm caught up. And now we will start moving things into second gear up in here.
Cajun Man's here. I love it when Cajun Man shows up.
Who? Oh.
Up in heel.
Oh, yeah, Bob Barker. I saw that thing about Bob Barker. Yes, he was. So, yada, yada. Here we go. What am I doing? Okay, so it's time to get down to reviewing what we do up in heel, folks. Yes. For this show, since wrong. That's next week. That's next week. All right. Starting in January of 2021, my wonderful first officer and I decided to take on the daunting mission, the nearly seemingly impossible mission, but we decided to accept it, of reviewing all of real Star Trek. What is real Star Trek? Pretty simple. Anything between 1966 and 2005. For better or worse, whichever ones you like, you don't like, we decided to go in with that framework. Anything after that is not real Trek. It's faithful. It's not canon. It's filth. It's corporate sludge. So, to that end, we started, and again, as I said, 2021 January, first of the year, and we reviewed Star Trek: The Original Series, the animated series, the original crew films, Star Trek: The Next Generation, the TNG films, Star Trek: Deep Space Nine, and now we're just getting started on season 2 of Star Trek Voyager. We will have 4 episodes per week until we get to the beginning, unless we're at the beginning or the end of a season. That might vary a little bit. And without further anything else, I will now basically show you one of the reference books that we use. I don't have the other picture.
That's okay, boss.
And turn it over to my wonderful first officer, number 1. We'll explain, and we'll get a move on here. So, number 1, you have the con.
Well, thank you so much, Captain. Yeah, folks, you're not going to see a lot of IMDb trivia in this chat. This is a learned chat. This is the 735 Club. And everyone here is well aware of the fact that what you're getting on those user-generated sites is mostly crap. It's not true. A lot of it is factoid. It's not fact, but it's been repeated so many times that true blue Trekkies actually believe that crap. So we encourage you to ignore the crap you see on IMDb, and certainly the cesspool that the filth people have turned Memory Alpha into. And certainly Wikipedia is completely useless on all fronts. Instead, we encourage everyone to take a more academic approach. If you're looking for information and you want to grow your knowledge on Star Trek, it's better to go to a vetted text with original source material. And we have two for Voyager. One is Star Trek Voyager Companion, and then the other is Star Trek Voyager Celebration. Both are decent books. Both are relatively recent, given that the show isn't quite as old as TOS. So if you're looking around for that kind of information, look no further than that, folks. But that will explain to you why people aren't just copying and pasting and dumping stuff off of Google into our chat. You won't see any of that here. We're very skeptical, and we certainly like vetted information. So with that out of the way, I think we can get to the episodes. What do you think, boss?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Let's whoops. All right. So our first episode of the evening is where? Oh, sorry, I couldn't make sense of this for a second.
That's okay, boss.
A bad joke, as you can see by the title of the episode. Sorry. I will never do it again. Never happen again. Never happen again. I'm glad I didn't get caught in.
Non sequitur. Non sequitur.
Oh dear. So our first episode up this evening, folks, is in fact Sequatana Cornun Umzamba Rail Tikutagab. Because I can't make a head nor tail of it. Go for it, number one.
Yeah, Non Sequitur is season 2, episode 5, production code 122. Those numbers aren't adding up, folks. That's okay. This is an international show, and the streaming services chop it up quite a bit differently depending upon what country you reside in. This was first broadcast on September 25th, 1995. This is the Get to Know Harry episode. As many of you are well aware, we are wading through the Get to Know You phase of the episodes, and each one is painstakingly introducing us to the intimate lives of each crew member. I'm going to be reading extemporaneously from Wikipedia. That means I don't pre-read anything. And I should say right now, if you're new here, Clobby and I do not practice this show. We don't share our opinions or our reviews with one another. We bring it all here. This show was Clobby's idea. He wanted to have a mini Star Trek convention every Saturday night, and that's what we've created here. The folks in the chat are just like any Trekkie you would meet at a hardcore Star Trek convention. And so what we do is we read a little bit about the plot from Wikipedia because it's the free encyclopedia and it's conducive to podcasts. If it's wrong, we correct it. I do a little bit of notes. Clobby and I discuss it, then we throw it over to the chat, and the chat gives us their news and reviews and grades for each episode. And if I could please ask very politely, could we please not have more than a 5-parter unless you must, because sometimes the boss winds up reading 120, 140. I believe our highest amount was 160 individual reviews one evening. So let's try to keep it to 5, folks. That's it.
Parker Luck and Claude Salinger here. Welcome.
Good evening. Okay, so I think all
friend.
of the house cleaning is housekeeping. I'm sorry, is dealt with. So let's dig in, folks.
Let's go for it.
Harry Kim is aboard a shuttlecraft and it is shaking violently. As he contacts Voyager, Captain Janeway attempts to beam him out, and he awakens on Earth in San Francisco next to his girlfriend Libby, whom he had dearly missed. The date is the same as he remembered, but his life is completely different. That's not true. What do they mean by that date? That's poorly said. He actually isn't aware of what date it is, and I believe he actually lives in the apartment.
He has to ask her, remember?
Yeah. And he lives in that apartment. So if it's date, he was just seeing her at a date. That's not true. He's been living there with her. And if they mean date as in what's the date today, he also doesn't know the date. So that sentence is incorrect. Harry retains his memories from his time on Voyager, yet there is no evidence he was ever aboard. Kim finds he was denied a posting on Voyager and then took an assignment working at the Shuttlecraft Development Center at Starfleet headquarters. As he leaves a briefing with staff admirals because of sickness, he looks for any explanation for his current situation. Harry uses his knowledge of Voyager's security codes to obtain classified information on his ship. Kim realizes he has somehow swapped places with his friend Daniel Byrd. While skimming through the crew manifest, Kim notices Tom Paris is not listed as a part of the Voyager crew either. He learns Paris now lives in Marseille, France, after his parole, and he goes there to try and enlist his help in figuring out what happened. Paris tells Kim that he has lost his advisor's spot on Voyager after Odo threw him in the brig for getting into a fight with a Ferengi prior to Voyager's departure, a fight Kim prevented in the pilot episode. Upon his return to San Francisco, Kim is apprehended by security and taken to Starfleet headquarters for questioning because of his unauthorized access to restricted files and his recent association with Paris. Kim is suspected of being Maquis, a Maquis spy, and is fitted with a security anklet.
Hey, Jill.
He discovers that a shuttlecraft accident caused him to fall into a time stream and enter a timeline where he was never a part of the Voyager's crew. A time stream alien tells Kim that if he created the conditions of the accident precisely, he might get back to his own reality. But there is considerable risk. Insert barf icon. Harry tries to tamper with his security anklet, but sets off the tampering alarm, which alerts Starfleet. Paris comes to Kim's aid and rescues him. They steal a runabout and recreate the accident moments before they are destroyed. Immediately, Kim is returned to his own reality and is happy to find everything is as he remembered it. And that is all Wikipedia has to say about non sequitur. I'm going to turn it over to the boss. Captain, my captain, mon capitaine, please tell me, what did you think of?
First, I thought you did it very well, by the way. First, I want to say hello to Jill. Jill, what's up, girl?
Jilly!
And Turing Machines here as well.
Hey, Turing.
Hey. Boy, they couldn't come up with a better name for something. I tell you what, because it made no sense to me at all. I mean, first of all, yes, you've got this tired old bland trope of someone ends up on in another part of their life, shall we say, that they're somewhere back in time or back on Earth or this sort of thing. In other words, something we've seen a few times before, and it's going to be a mystery. How'd they get there? What's going on? But you have to find it. If you're going to do that, I'm going to need a decent explanation. Like you said, this episode was really just put there so we could get a hold to get to start knowing what's his nuts, Kim, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not particularly interested in that. Yeah, exactly.
Getting to know all about you.
I'm not really all that interested in getting to know Harry. I know him enough. I mean, I really need the episode. I don't hate him or anything. I just don't really find him particularly compelling either. The guy just kind of walks around. He's fine. He's not offensive. He's not hurting anybody. But soon as it happens, because of what we've seen, the gimmicks we've seen at this point in Trek, you're like, oh, brother, it's aliens, this, or it's you're trying, okay, what is it going to be this time? Is it aliens? Is it a hollow something or other? Is it, good guy, you just start running them through your head. What's going to be the deal? You're already distracted. Hey, Rob Altus. You're already distracted.
Rob's here? Evening,
Yeah.
Rob.
Good to see you there, buddy. Yeah, so I'm kind of taken out of it because I'm like, I guess that's what I'm supposed to be doing, is trying to want to solve a mystery. But there are only like two or three things it can be, and if it's time travel, I'm really going to be aggravated. Thank goodness it's not. Hey, Peter, not Finity. What a coinky dink,
Hey,
right?
Peter.
Not Finity. Not, what's up, not Finity.
Ooh, and
That's
you
who
got
you
a
are.
gift from JT Kirk.
I did. Oh, thank you, JT Kirk. He says, where is the non sequitur? A better title would be a priori, as Hairless Kim deduces a method of returning the Voyager sans experiential
Experiential.
reasoning. Wait a minute. Hey, Ghost Rider. Ghost
Hey,
Rider.
Ghost Rider. Yeah, it makes no sense. The title is stupid, and I'm getting sick of their pretentious the titles, and especially when they use Latin and stuff. Like, I understand. Like, I teach rhetoric. I'm a rhetorician, so
Right.
there are times when you have to use Latin because that is the study of rhetoric. But you don't just start dropping Latin on your television show as the title. Very pretentious. You're pretending to be something you're not, especially when the titles actually aren't even reflected in the material.
Right.
And they're not.
Right. Exactly.
Anyway.
And this again, this I guess I don't know, but the time this and I always like that actor. He's always good and stuff. The time the aliens explaining to him what happened, I'm like, could you explain that again?
Yeah.
Okay, no, could you explain that one more time, slow?
Yeah.
Could you give it to me one more time? What you guys did to him? Why?
Yeah.
So
It doesn't make sense.
Notes.
Okay, folks, here are my notes. It's important to know that in 1995, I'm a big fan of the socio-historical context, that there was some discussion about the viability of the Kim character. But everyone should know that he was actually at the time considered a sex symbol for nerd and geek girls.
Really?
Women really, really, really loved the Harry Kim character. So everyone should know that, especially if you're super young and you're not aware of that and you didn't read the newspapers during that time. This old fogey will just tell you because I remember. Anyway.
All right, fair enough.
Harry has a booty call, and it's not gross. We learned that Harry Kim is a pretty decent actor. And what's this guy's name again? I've met him so many times. Garrett Wang or Wong. I think sometimes I've heard him. Is it he who pronounces it Wong? I forget. Anyway, Garrett Wang, but it can also be pronounced as Garrett Wong. He's a wonderful actor. Here we see a nice delivery of some nice passion. It's not at all Days of Our Lives. It's pretty good. And I love seeing Harry with his beautiful clarinet. So now I'm going to shout out not to the geeks. I'm going to shout out just to the nerds. Those of you who had your nose in a book and the only time you looked up from your book was to play your instrument in band. So love, I also play clarinet, love clarinet. So shout out to all my band nerds and book nerds, academics. Hoorah! Anyway, there is a nice idea taking shape here. But this imagining, sort of like imagining what would happen if you weren't lost in space, but then it just all falls apart. I also have to say, as a pool player, why is the pool table so high? So it's almost as if they've raised the pool table stupidly high so that it doesn't interrupt the scenes. But only like really, 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 really old snooker tables are this high. So a pool table should not be at boob height. Like, you shouldn't be rubbing your chesticles on this where before you shoot. It's just weird. So anyway, if you're playing 8-ball, the pool table doesn't come up to your boobies. Anyway, wish they had the same computer system as they did on TOS. This century is just fraught with disappointment. The TOS computers could calculate and establish truth and lies instantaneously. The new writers don't know this simple fact, and it's always disappointing. This is clear science fantasy because we have some changing of the past. And I would have bought into it, except for there are too many mistakes here. And I just want to say something. This evening, the offering that we have, I want to make myself very clear before I move on with my notes. I am very disappointed in the editing and production team that worked on this show, because it's difficult to come up with fresh ideas and write a television show each and every week and get it on the screen. So these writers really look to their editors and their producers to go in and help polish their work. And that's what editors do. They protect their authors. And we don't see any of that protection here. While these authors are trying to throw out these great ideas, there's no protection here. Look, sometimes it's corporate writing and it sucks. And I call it as I see it. But that's not what I'm seeing here. What I'm seeing is an earnest effort to create some science fantasy in this episode. And I see a complete and utter failure of the process of having an editor to be your guardian, to protect you, to say, oh, I see a little continuity problem here. Let's polish that up. So this is a failure of the editing and production and directing team here. Why did they send an alien to accompany Harry to the new future on Earth? Why did they do that? There's no reason for them to send an alien to accompany Harry to explain to him what has happened to him. They just should have left him there and, suck it up, Buttercup. There would be no reason for them to explain this to him. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense to send an alien to explain it all away. It's just dumb. Libby, I don't like that Libby turns into a total shrew, and the actress is not very good here. In being a shrew, what I mean is that I think it's very important when you're in the Star Trek universe, that if somebody explains to you that you believe that you have experienced a temporal anomaly or something like that, that because it is so possible and so frequent, that people wouldn't be incredulous, and certainly not the girlfriend who would start stamping her feet about how it was going to affect her. She probably should have, taken him by the hand and said, we need to figure this out. You need to go to Starfleet headquarters and you need to figure out what's going on right now. But she acts so incredulous. It's like it's a 1985 soap opera. There would be no reason for her to stamp her feet and be upset with him or act like he's losing his mind. There's every reason to believe him because of the precedent set. Anyway.
Yeah.
If Harry is wearing a comm badge and an ankle monitor, why don't they just beam him into prison? I don't understand why, with a comm badge and an ankle monitor on, that they can't just beam him to the brig, beam him to Starfleet and put him before a hearing. Doesn't make any sense. It's dumb. And I don't like the fact that Libby interferes with a police investigation and she's not arrested. Don't have Libby interfere last minute. And I know that's so that you can make up for the fact that you turned her into a total shrew, even though she shouldn't have been behaving like a shrew. Okay? So in order to fix this episode, because in my estimation as an author and as a professional editor, there was a way to make this beautiful story come to life as science fantasy. And it's through the protection of a loving and caring and meticulous editor. We needed him to toss his comm badge and bust the tracker. He needed to smash that tracker and toss it into the sea. And we needed him to leave his comm badge on the kitchen island. Okay? We needed to clean up the dialogue. Some of the dialogue is so campy, it's insufferable. And I think it is absolutely 1,000% preposterous that Tom Paris would self-delete for a guy he just met. Okay, that's dumb. They're sitting in that shuttlecraft, and Tom says, if what you're telling me is true, let's both self-delete, because the parallel or the alternate future that I have that awaits me is better than this. It doesn't make any sense at all. No one would do that. No one would instantly self-delete after talking to somebody. What did they share? 5 sentences? It's complete and utter shite. That's it, boss.
You got it. You got it. Yeah. That was also, again, the whole bit at Starfleet Command was really kind of dumb. That, like, for the same reasons you were talking about, this is the kind of thing that is fairly that you have to expect. I'm not saying you automatically believe anyone, but you definitely, when someone tells you the story like that, you investigate it.
Yeah.
You go, no, you're just nuts. I mean, and you think at this point, any admiral at Starfleet Command would investigate that. That's what they're at Starfleet Command to learn about.
Yep. Yep.
And
Especially such a decorated intellectual. So here Harry is actually earning his way through Starfleet through academia. He's publishing papers and altering warp drive schematics. He's earning his stripes as an engineer and as an academic. So he's going from just, having just this bachelor's degree and being an ensign into graduate school and possibly a PhD as he's cultivating his academic self. So, yeah. Anyway,
nutty
just
stuff.
dumb.
This episode is adequately named because it makes no sense.
It doesn't.
So, rating?
Like I said, if a proper editor would have been assigned to this, I think far too many people throw just the corporate authors under the bus during these situations. I think that this was a solid B- story. It's not my favorite because I like hard science fiction, but I would have given this a solid B- for science fantasy if it would have had that shepherding that an editor is supposed to perform for the writers as they become creative. But I can't give it that because it's just too much stupidity. It's too much stupidity. It's so insulting and annoying. It's an F.
Whoa.
And also, I just found out that is Larry an oboe player? You sat beside me in band. Anyway. Anyway, it's an F. I don't like stuff that insults my intelligence. It's annoying.
I give it a C- because I'm not really angry. When I get down there, I got to be really angry. It didn't bother me. I just thought it was just kind of lazy and confusing. So I hear you, but you've clobbered it well. Nice job. So
love you, boss.
Let's see here. All right, my friends, please now begin with your any review of ranking and words you may have about the episode non sequitur. And Michael Beacom, I got that email. I'll definitely pass that along afterwards to Raquel. All right. So let's see what you guys got for us. All right. Smilex says, we've had a holodeck episode. Now it's alternative timey-wimey stuff. Don't the writers have any direction for the show? Will it always be a diversion? Still, barely any chicken chat. So yeah, it was almost no chicken man, right? Gets a D. Okay, there was no chicken man, right? I don't think so. So almost, yeah. Anytime there's no chicken man involved, it elevates a little bit for me.
You give it a higher grade. Yeah, Larry, when I'm reading my notes, I can't see the chat as much, and I just saw that you had mentioned oboe, and now I have to mark everyone's replies, so I didn't get a chance to read what you said, but I'll go back later and read it. I'd like to know what instrument you played, because I remember you're a band nerd. I remember that about you.
Scuba Pete says D+. There were not enough Vulcan mochas extra sweet to keep me awake for this one. Took 3 tries to finish. Wow, buddy.
3 tries?
Look, it's happened to me on a couple of occasions. Lord Doth, yo, bro, Avon lives. Long live the Legion, my friend. He says D-. A poor episode. Love me some Harry, but this episode made no sense to me for character development. Got you covered, brother. JT Kirk was a man, says D-. People have rights. One cannot simply be braceleted on mere suspicion. Yeah, especially in that time, right? Well, everyone Harry talked to existed, but then a magical anomaly meant they never existed. Existence is annoying, isn't it? Gwagnar says grade D minus. Oh, great! A Harry Kim episode. Where's that skip button? I forget. Yeah, Gwag's not a Harry Kim kind of a guy. You would think Harry no longer being on Voyager would be a good thing, but we have to watch an entire episode of him trying to get back. What was the word? Oh, and what is worse is that he succeeds or he succeeds. That's right. Yeah, Gwag. Find your next one here. Sorry you made it back, Gwag. I was rooting for you. I was pulling for you, partner. At least there was no Neelix, so that saves it from an F. Speaking of Neelix, I just finished watching Elogium from last week, and I'm still barfing out of my eyes. F minus for that one.
Bossman, did you see your cousin walk through the door? Because I didn't. I'm missing some things in the chat. I'm missing some stuff from Larry, and I'm also missing Dave, your cousin.
Dave Rayboard, cuz.
Yeah, I can't see him.
I don't know. You saw someone mention him or something?
Yeah.
Well, shout out to the cuz.
Weird. Hey, cuz.
Yeah, buddy. Enigmatic Drop Bear says D minus. This episode is a non sequitur as far as Voyager's journey is concerned. It's another that doesn't fit within the overarching narrative of a stranded crew searching for a way back home. Yeah. It was always going to conclude with Harry back aboard Voyager, with everything set back to normal. The only question was how it was going to happen. Of course, yeah. Which is, that's kind of you get used to that with older TV shows, and using a Doctor Who character as the time travel MacGuffin. There you go. It's absurd and almost as bad as combining chemosite with plasma to travel through time. DS9, Little Green Men.
Oh,
yes,
bad.
That was so dumb.
That was bad.
Thank you so much, ED.
Didn't Nog was responsible for that chemosite in the random hold, and it was just going to ignite rando style, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Cardi's here. I can see Cardi.
Cardinal Sin. What's up, Gil? Hope you're doing well, sir. All right, where we at? Okay. Simply Steve says minus F rating. Minus F. Wow, that's serious there. They'll always have Tom Paris, Kim. They visit SF too much in Trek. I know Starfleet Academy is there, but sheesh. A goofy alt timeline for both Kim and Paris. Trombones unite. Whoa.
Hey, I played trombone.
What are you trying to say here?
I played trombone. And Jill, did you know that Jill played alto sax? And
wow.
JT Kirk played trombone. I also played flute.
I played trumpet.
You played trumpet? You were a trumpet player? That's great.
In like junior high or something.
Yeah.
Or grade school, junior high. Michael Beacom says, excuse me, he said C minus. The good points, they're trying to reveal elements of main characters and to come up with interesting sci-fi based situations. The bad points, they picked Harry Kim, who is really meh, and Brandon Braga can't successfully mimic Philip K. Dick, no matter how much he tries.
What a great thing to say.
Nigel Barrett is getting more work as the computer voice than ever before, but I liked it more than post. Hang on.
Okay, while you're looking for that, I'll announce Larry was a percussion guy. Okay, Dave Rayborn, that's our cousin here. He played guitar, and Lisa played piano. Lots of band nerds.
There we go.
Yay, band nerds!
Season 4, DS9. The only non sequitur was the actual title. Also, you sent Tim back in time, and he wants to return to Delta Quadrant. How about going back to warn Voyager before it gets lost? Yes, sir. All right. Fiona says the episode was pointless.
Yeah.
Harry is inoffensive but lame. I don't believe the manufactured Kim PR. Manufactured Kim PR. He's no sex symbol.
He sure
He
was in
almost left.
1995.
Yeah, what in 1995? Yeah,
Mm.
he almost left the show. The producers didn't know what to do with him.
Mm.
Well,
That is
all
true.
his-
That is true.
the fans did apparently.
And Fanti played guitar and violin, and he also played trumpet.
There you go. Well, we all know our buddy Cardinal Sin Cardi out there's a big time musician. He's in a band. I think it was the timeless episode when the producer finally discovered that they think they might have an idea about what to do with him. They were about to let him go. I think I know what you're talking about. Fine. Can find your other one here. 2. The writers simply are not capable of handling anything involving time travel or parallel universe or multiverses or any kind of alternate reality. They are not good enough, just pointless. Indeedishness. I'm with you there, Fiona. The standing order on any starship should be to report anything weird or out of the ordinary, no matter how insignificant it seems. It would have solved a lot of problems on dozens of episodes. D. Gives it a D. Go for it.
That's a good rating. Sorry for interrupting. I thought you were at the end there. I have my eyes too squarely on the chat. I apologize, boss. Ezra Goldstein just walked through the door and said, "Shalom, Clobby. Shalom, Raquel." And Enigmatic
Ezra.
Drop Bear said that he played clarinet in high school. Well, at least he attempted to, and then just decided to settle on guitar.
Wow. There you go. Ezra, shalom to you, my friend. Always great to see you. Michael Beacom said, full disclosure, I put in the wrong disc and watched next week's episodes in Era. I tried to catch up, but only got non sequitur watched in full by stream.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
cool.
sweetheart. That's
Never
okay.
a problem, but thank you for the super chat. You didn't have to do that. You're too kind.
That's very sweet of you.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. So let's find out where we are next. Lisa says B. So Harry's consciousness was downloaded in and out reality. Whatever. Who cares? Paris and Harry's friendship crosses dimensions. Nice. Says a lot about the girlfriend who is annoying, you mean?
Yeah. Lisa and I think a lot. Lisa and I think a lot alike. Hey, I didn't know Shooter tried playing guitar. That's very cool. Very cool.
What did I do wrong? So I hit a button wrong. Where were I? That was okay. Who is annoying and me? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, she is annoying and me.
Yeah,
Right
she's
there
a
on
shrew,
the same page.
not
with
for
she
no
is indeed.
reason.
Jill says C. Pitting Harry in an alternate reality due to a misdirection by an alien, it doesn't seem well thought out. It doesn't seem well thought out, and just tacked on as an aside. Yeah, it did seem like that, didn't it? Where am I? Sorry, I found the right one. Okay, here we go. It was really very cool to see Earth, but Libby and Harry's romance didn't work as I didn't sense their chemistry. They seemed more like really good friends. Yeah, you ladies know these things. You could tell these things.
I thought it was okay at first, but then when she went shrew, I found their relationship unbelievable.
She's shrewd.
She was
She's not shrewd enough.
Shrewish.
She was shrewy. She was
Shrewy. She was very shrewy. That's a gooder.
While it's unlikely that the security codes for Voyager would be the same in two different universes, maybe it is, and it's a code. Maybe it is, and it's a code Janeway really likes reusing. Enjoyed the Tom and Harry scenes. Thank you, Jill.
Scotty R37 just showed up and walked through the door. He's waving hello to everyone. And Simply Steve would like to say that she shrewd him. Oh, Simply Steve.
He would say that, wouldn't he? Wolfie's here, right? Hey. And Scotty, hey, man. It's good to see you. I can't see you because I can't see the chat. So I'm watching the Star report, but you know what I mean. Let's see. Larry, did someone say Chicken Man? Well, we're being fair because there's no Chicken Man in this episode.
I still had to show that to you because I knew you would like that comment.
Hey, Larry, you're going to get your fill of the Chicken Man tonight. Hang on there, brother. Did I get Wagner already? Because I'm seeing 3 of 3 of Wagner.
I think you read one from Gwag, but I'm not sure.
Did I miss this? Did the 2 of his?
I don't know. Why don't you throw it up on the thing? We'll see.
His number 3 is at 9:55.
Let me go back.
I'll get back to that. We'll go ahead and get Eric. Said C. Not that bad, despite the fact that the actor who plays Tom has never thrown a punch before. Do not look back. Do not look back, idiot security officers, and the fact that the time is the same as Harry left. Let's see. Yeah.
Tom also doesn't know how to hold a pool cue. If he ever held a pool cue like that, I would burst out laughing.
Yeah.
Like in real life, if he held a pool cue like that in front of me, I would burst out laughing. I wouldn't be able to contain myself.
Then he went a few days, then back in time. Why didn't Paris make sure he would survive? No Neelix is a bonus. Yes. Did you find anything? Or?
Yeah, I got all 3 there. And Mark D with a C. Yeah, the chat is wonky tonight. It's blinking in and out. I didn't see any of that stuff from Larry earlier, only the oboe comment. And I didn't see Dave's initial comments, Clobby's cousin. So it's being nuts again. So we'll try and get through it.
So I think I read these before, but I just wanted to be sure because I hadn't got to 3 yet. Something made me miss 3, and I'm sorry. So, yep. Oh, great. We should get D-. A Harry Kim episode. Where's the skip button? I think I remember Greg saying that. You would think Harry no longer being on Voyager would be a good thing, but we have to watch an entire episode of him trying to get back. And what is worse? What if he succeeds? Okay, those 2 I remember. My apologies, Gwag. I have a garbage memory. But see, those I didn't know you had a 3rd one. That's the problem. That's okay. So.
Oh no, you read this one. He was barfing his eyes out, remember? And everyone laughed.
Oh, just got left up there because I'm
barfing your eyes out is pretty cool.
Okay, sorry, but okay, we got you covered. Okay.
It's okay, boss.
Wolfie said, rating C+. Interesting alt universe plot. I like the various classic views of San Francisco from Star Trek: The Motion Picture, Trek 4, and Trek 6. All right, buddy. Let's see here.
Larry says, sorry about mentioning Chicken Man. Here's my agonizer.
Don't worry. You're forgiven because you're going to get some Chicken Man. You're going to be sick. Shooter says C-. A Harry Kim episode, Voyager's bland boy. Harry has won a Cochrane Award in just 16 months after transferring to engineering. Oh, he's asking that. Sorry. He's 16 months after. Yeah, I guess he did. Well,
and Gwag just wants to reach out and say to you, thanks for checking anyways, Captain.
You got it, buddy. I'm not. I don't trust my memories these days. He doesn't strike me as someone who someone would push boundaries for such a feat as a junior officer. Maybe if he had some more time under his belt, but not as he was in these first 2 seasons. Yeah, I'm with you there, dude. Harry's awfully quick to accept the alien explanation. In fact, there isn't a second of doubt or even shock at the revelation. It isn't worth the episode, but could have been in the worst episode, but could have been better. Yeah, that's the way I'm kind of like that.
I think that there was actually like a little golden nugget here that could have been something very special. It could have been pounded out into quite a lovely ring, or a piece of jewelry. But there's just no support, and you can see that someone's throwing some ideas out and that they want to get it done quickly, but there's just no support. There's no support here, and you can tell because somebody has a cool idea and just that doesn't have time to flesh it out and have it polished enough to be able to present it to the public.
There you go. Blah, blah, blah. Where were I? Did I get this already?
Which one, honey?
Nope. I'm just making sure I got Shooter.
Yeah, you got Shooter. Clubby, Ezra Goldstein wants you to know that he was at a fan expo in TO, and he bought a bunch of comics, mostly Doctor Who comics, and he also bought 2 Star Trek comics, and one is a gold key. He wanted you to know.
Oh, Ezra, nice score. All right, man. I love it when our buddies get to go to the cons and come back with some nice, cool geekness in those bags. So fantastic. Way to go, sir. Always got to pick up some cool stuff. Let's see. Larry said, did someone say chicken milk?
You got that one, boss.
Fanty outside here says D. It was a non sequitur when the self-absorbed Paris self-deletes for his new best friend. Definitely a conclusion that does not logically follow. Wouldn't Harry be more effective working with Starfleet resources to help bring Voyager back? Also, when he gets back to Voyager, did he keep the new knowledge that alternate Harry possessed? That's what I said. This episode aggravates me so much. It really makes no sense.
It's dumb.
That stuff makes no damn sense at all. And finally, the great Mark D with a Z, the great chief engineer, says C+. So we finally get a Kim episode, but the story was a mess. Cosimo. Okay. We exist in what we would call a temporal inversion fold.
Right.
Yep. With time with Matrix, it's not necessary. What now?
Yeah, it's not necessary to understand. Yeah,
it's not necessary to understand. No, of course, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, like
your shuttle intersected one of our time streams, and boom, boom, and boom. Yeah, it's not gonna make it. It's not gonna make it through there. Okay, scrambled a bit, in my opinion. So it was this story. Okay, I think Wang is not a bad actor, but his character is so bland. No wonder he never gets promoted. Well, we also know I can't say what's going to happen to him. Should I?
No.
Should I tell everybody that he? And then, not to mention that time when he's and then he was, those were some. I mean, okay, that was some spoiler stuff. I get it, guys. But
I like it when you explain things as though it's the lights of Zatar.
That's right. Spoiler alert, everybody. Here we go. But I thought that was a very important spoiler that you all needed to know. I wish we could go back and review Lights of Zatar and just do that for like half an hour.
Yep.
Oh,
It's
shit.
fun.
Oh, Marcy. All right. So I think we're done with this one.
We are. You ready for the next one, boss?
Hey, the Scarlet Spider's here. What's up?
Ooh, the Scarlet Spider.
Yeah, you Ben Riley or what? All right, well, good to see you, Scarlet Spider. I don't believe we've had you pop in before. So,
You ready for the next one, boss?
yeah, I think we're ready. Let's see.
Okay, let's do Twisted. This is season 2, episode 6. Don't worry if your numbers don't line up. This is an international show, and those streaming services tend to cut them up differently. Ergo, the use of the prod code, which is 119. Yes, the prod is way out of whack here, considering the air dates. And this one's air date is October 2nd, 1995. Gwag always says this.
Wag, man, how many times do I have to tell you? We are committed, buddy.
Okay, this is from Wikipedia. It's probably going to suck, and it's super difficult to read because it's written by a whole bunch of different people, and the grammar's awful, and sometimes it's wrong. I haven't read it before. Saddle up, lock and load. Voyager encounters a strange field during a surprise party on the holodeck for Kess's 2nd birthday. So gross. Many members of the crew are at the party, including Captain Janeway and the Doctor. Eventually, the ship becomes stuck in a field, causing the internal communication systems on board Voyager to fail. Unable to communicate with Tuvok, who is acting captain during the party, the crew attempt to return to their posts. However, the ship's layout has mysteriously changed, and they are unable to find their way. The crew eventually becomes separated and hopelessly lost within a labyrinthian corridor. Within the labyrinthian corridors. Meanwhile, the Doctor becomes unable to return himself to sickbay and finds himself amorously pursued by the hologram Sandrine, while Neelix once more becomes jealous of Tom Paris's relationship with Kess. The crew, including Tuvok, who has left the bridge and become similarly lost, all find themselves back at the holodeck. They organize themselves in an attempt to reach crucial areas of the ship, such as engineering and the bridge. B'Elanna and Paris are successful in reaching engineering, but when they try to transport to the bridge, they find themselves back at the holodeck. On the holodeck, you mean? Meanwhile, Janeway becomes delirious after coming into direct contact with the energy field, which is penetrating further into the ship and is brought to the holodeck by Harry Kim in the hope that the Doctor can help her. B'Elanna returns to engineering and makes an attempt to stop the field with a ship-wide energy burst, which only makes the field envelop the ship at an accelerated rate. With the holodeck as the last refuge, the crew gathers there, and Tuvok suggests that the most logical course of action is to simply do nothing. And what about the rest of the crew? Like, it's so dumb anyway. To simply do nothing, as any attempt to stop it has only made the situation worse. And they so far have no evidence that being engulfed by the field is fatal. What are you saying? What are you saying? It's twisting the ship. Are you nuts? And Janeway is caught in it. So it is fatal because Janeway nearly loses her arm and then becomes a babbling nincompoop. They do, as Tuvok suggests, and neither the crew nor the ship is harmed by passing through the field. Yeah, the twisted ship just returns to what it was before. Janeway is returned to health for no reason and surmises that the energy field was somehow sentient and trying to communicate with them. Her theory is backed up by the fact that the ship's entire memory has been downloaded and that 20 million gigaquads of data have been uploaded to Voyager's computer. No security issues there, evidently. So much poo, so little time. So, boss, what'd you think of Twisted?
Well, Well, see, there's whose birthday was it again?
It was Kess's birthday.
Yeah.
Take anyone?
Neelix, what happened to you?
Oh, it's a long story. I'll tell you all about it later.
Ew.
I don't know what's happening.
Right now, it's time to finish your party.
Ew.
I don't know what's happening, folks.
I'm so embarrassed.
We're having some temporary difficulties about this episode. We'll get back to reviewing as soon as I get sussed
Neelix,
out.
I need a photograph of you.
What for, sweetie?
From now on, even when we're separated, I want to have you where I can keep an eye on you.
Ew.
Well, folks, we're having some weird interference here. I don't even know what's called.
Happy birthday.
Ew.
I don't even know what this means.
Happy birthday, Cass.
Ew.
Oh man.
Cass. Super Cass.
Neelix, I need a photograph of you.
What for, sweetie?
From now on, even when we're separated, I want to have you where I can keep an eye on you.
Ew.
All right, folks. I think I've got it fixed. Please, sorry about that.
Oh my God, Mark.
I don't know what happened. It was strange. I think it was some kind. I don't know, some kind of weird takeover. So I hope you all weren't too put out by that.
Oh God, Mark.
My engineer may have made a mistake. Blame the engineer.
Oh God, Mark, that was funny.
Oh
God, that was really good and funny.
Oh, I don't even understand what happened there. So, but it was about as twisted as the episode.
Yeah, episode's dumb.
I got nothing for you. I don't really have an opinion on the episode. I mean, it's like, they were walking around talking and doing and saying stuff, and sciencey crap was happening, and stupid shit with Neelix was going on. I know that much, and I sure, but I tell you what, I'll let someone else review it for me. You can decide what I think. If you want to give it an A in my name, fine. If you want to give it an F in my name, fine.
Okay.
Just This was a non sequitur. This
Okay.
episode, it truly was just again because I don't really hate it. I just like why I'm going. Some of the stuff, with Tuvok was kind of interesting. Where he was kind of when he finally says, "Let's do nothing."
Good night,
okay.
Penny. Penny's
Good night,
sleeping,
Penny.
boss. Sorry to interrupt.
Sorry to chase you away like that, Penny. But have a great night.
Night, Penny.
Fiona says I give it an F.
Yep.
No,
she doesn't give it an F. She says Clobby gives it an F.
I know she says I give it an F.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know yet. I may let somebody vote for me. I don't know. I'm just whatever. I think I'm twisted to the point where I can't even care. I'll think of something. But in the meantime, you'll on with your show notes.
All right, here are my show notes. Kess turns 2. Woohoo! Also disgusting that she just turned 2. Anyhow, I hate Neelix. I hate the Chicken Man, and I strongly dislike Super Kess. Super Kess, the interdimensional telepath, botanist, physician, ship's computer, can't beat her to a diagnosis. Kess? Yeah, that
Who?
Kess.
Who did you say?
Kess. Super Kess.
Oh, her. Yeah. Good.
I love Tuvok, and I love all of his lines at the beginning of this episode. Why didn't Tuvok call the captain to the bridge immediately? This is something that's always bothered me as I rewatch this episode. Everyone on the bridge could be dead, but Neelix is worried about his damn cake. It is time to airlock the Chicken Man. Just airlock him. That's it. Done. I hate hearing Neelix call a 2-year-old alien sweeting. It's just so cringy. And when Neelix says, I was just following you to Kess when they're lost in the corridor, this is one of the dumbest lines in the history of Star Trek, because Neelix would know. He lives there and walks her there every day. There, no one in the audience thinks that Neelix, the crazy psycho leg humping Neelix chicken man, doesn't know Kess's corridor, doesn't have it, memorized. Yes, Scuba Beat. Wait, Raquel hates Neelix. Yes.
Thank you, Scuba.
People who are lost need to beam. No, they should be beaming. Neelix is so psycho and gross to write a character, and it's so gross to write a character like this. He's jealous, he's violent, he's controlling of somebody who is considerably younger than him. I mean, she's barely alive, she's so young. He's patronizing, he's vile. He's arrogant. Not only does he think he's supposed to be a bridge officer, but he says that he's the best in the quadrant when explaining who he is to the captain. He's insufferable. He's selfish. He makes me want to birth. Okay, just totally birth. So then he has a very odd conversation. Thank you, Eric. Did you see Eric?
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Eric. We know
you,
she loves Kess.
I do not. So I hate the weird conversation he has where he's trying to understand his own jealousy. This is very strange because Talaxian, then the audience is meant to believe that Talaxian men have no culture of jealousy. So who wrote this crap? And it was Chakotay. Chakotay was having a conversation with Neelix about how like jealousy is new for him. I don't believe that, and I don't believe that an entire race of people aren't jealous. That's dumb. Whoever wrote that, shin kicks, shin kicks. Last time Neelix wandered off, he lost his lungs. I vote for him to just wander off again. He wanders off again, and it's Chakotay again, and Chakotay turns around and he's wandered off again. Last time it was the Phage. They just took his lungs. Take his lungs, let him die. The ship is being crushed and it is imploding. So they use the word crushed and they use the word slowly imploding. Okay. And the ship is completely physically twisted. So we need to make sure that we're saying that so that we understand what they try and make us believe later. They use the words crushed, implode, and imploding. Okay. I also don't understand why when B'Elanna and Harry are in a very quiet room in engineering by themselves, they just spontaneously start yelling. Just yelling. It's completely silent. There's no noise. The warp core isn't making lots of noise. And yet they're talking like this. You're like, why? Why? Shut up. Shut up. Shut the F up. Anyways, the implosion ring has engulfed the warp core. So why didn't the warp core implode? And then they try holographic shields. I'm going to say that again, folks. They try to use holographic shields. And then Olga from Russia yells, it's talking to me, do nothing. Why did Janeway talk like she was Olga from Russia? Where did that accent come from? Why did she say, it is talking to me, do nothing? Why? Shin kicks. And what's odd is no one even listens to her, okay? Chakotay and Tuvok have a bizarre discussion that is completely uncharacteristic of both men. They pull rank on one another, they express open resentment in front of subordinates, and express jealousy. This is insane because I don't believe Chakotay is jealous of Tuvok, and Tuvok isn't capable of jealousy. He's not half human. He's Tuvok and he's fully Vulcan. So the entire Chakotay and Tuvok, well, I think you resent me because I'm the first officer. Well, maybe I do, and blah, 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 blah. And you need to listen to me, and blah, blah, blah. Pulling rank, expressing resentment and jealousy, completely uncharacteristic of Chakotay and Tuvok, and for the latter, it being impossible. He's gone through the colon-R. So what in the HE double hockey sticks are we watching? Only nice moment was when Tuvok reaches for Janeway as the implosion field passes over them. I thought that was a nice moment, but it's the only redeeming moment of the episode. Because in the next scene, there is absolutely no damage to the ship. We have new information being put into the ship, and the entire database was stolen, and nobody did a thing about it. Nothing. They're just happy about it. They're cool. It's okay. No problemo. And then Neelix comes onto the bridge with absolutely no reason, and delivers the weird cake. The cake didn't implode. It didn't get twisted. It wasn't wrecked. The cake is still fine. And he, instead of contacting, the bridge and saying, hey, is everybody okay? Is everyone alive? He just appears with the cake so they can all eat it. And he doesn't have any dishes or silverware with him. I don't know who wrote this, but whoever you are, I'm going to look. I have the name right here. Let's just look at this person. Okay. Arnold Rudnick and Rich Hosek. This story may have been good, but this teleplay by Kenneth Byler is bile. It is absolute, complete, and utter shite. It doesn't make any sense at all. It is complete poo. It is a very runny, poopy baby diaper that you've left on the hot porch for 2 weeks, and it's got maggots in it. This is some dumb ass shite. Dumbass shite. Only a total gobshite would think this was good. How do you rate this crap? There's no way to rate it. It is so bad. It doesn't even deserve a rating. It doesn't even deserve a rating. It's an F.
Well, let me see if I'm understanding you properly.
Take anyone?
Neelix, what happened to you?
Oh, it's a long story. I'll tell you all about it later.
Ew.
Right now, it's time to finish your party.
Ew.
Neelix, I need a photograph of you.
What for, sweetie?
From now on, even when we're separated, I want to have you where I can keep an eye on you.
Ew.
Happy birthday.
Ew.
Happy birthday, Cass.
Ew.
Neelix, I need a photograph of you.
What for, sweetie?
From now on, even when we're separated, I want to have you where I can keep an eye on you.
Ew.
Draw that man in a chicken suit.
It's the Chicken Man!
Just so I just want to make sure I understood you there. You. So what are you trying to say here? Anyway, all right, everybody. Well, so what would be your rating? Oh, by the way, Keela Chow, Roll Tide, and
Roll Tide.
Susan Eckstein. Hey there.
Well, hello.
Good to see you. So what would be your rating of Twisted?
It's an F.
Okay, doke.
It's an F.
I agree. I too give it an F.
And not because it did something like totally politically wrong. It didn't transgress in a way that's offensive that way. It's just so incredibly dumb. It's so dumb. It's these are moments in my life I'll never get back. I don't know why I continue to watch this show. I think this year I'm going to stop.
You should. Just watch a real track. Just watch the original series. That's it. You're better off for it. Well, but infinitely better off for it. You've reached a crossroads in your life. You can't afford that. Waste so much time anymore. Just watch the stuff you like.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I'm going to have to learn. I'm a linear thinker. I have a linear mind. But I can't handle it anymore.
Well, we're reviewing it now. But to actually actually spend your own free time to watch it, no, you should do that.
Kidding. I would never cry over this shite.
All right.
So should we? Is the word given, boss?
Yeah, let's see here. My friends, please give your reviews and we will get moving. And I'll say thank you to Scuba Pete. Wait, Raquel hates Neelix.
Love you, Scoob.
And Eric A. Raquel likes Neelix and loves Kess. Is that right? Thank you
No,
both so much. Thank you for those super chats, friends.
I love you, Eric.
Let's see. Michael Beacom had said, again, to call out the Star Trek Voyager companion, they have twisted as episode 199. Okay, yeah. They're all over the place with their numbering. Who cares? But I appreciate that. I'm saying they're all messed up, so just do it any way we can at this point. There's a gold scene.
Air date seems to be the only way to keep it all together because they're all over Hell's Half Acre.
And maybe, Ezra said it may interest both Raquel and Clobby that I purchased Star Trek Early Voyages issue number 8 as well.
No way.
Nice.
Oh, congratulations.
Excellent. Great
That's
stuff.
A beautiful one.
Indeed. I love Fiona says I love them when generally jump the highway and Daisy Duke threw a bottle of whiskey out the window and it landed right in Bo's hand. And then Luke pulled off his shirt and waved and just waved it like a flag. A+. Well, them old Duke boys are pretty good.
I didn't watch that show, but I had siblings that did. It was very
Oh man, she's watching them old Duke boys.
It's terrible.
Love hearing R.M. Briggs screwing up paper. I'm seeing her tearing up the script. So appropriate. Yes, indeed.
I would have torn this script to shreds.
Hey, it got posted again for Fiona. Anyway, so she loves this episode. I missed the part where, the old Duke boys were in it, but maybe I was just
Was Cooter in it? I didn't see Cooter.
I didn't see Cooter anywhere
in that show.
You're right. You would be correct. There's a Cooter, but no. So Eric Case is F for me. A+ for Clobby. Okay, that's right. That's right. I'm not allowed to. I did say I might let somebody rate it for me. Thank you. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate that, buddy. I forgot about that. So the ship is twisted then fine. This is twisted then fine. Yeah. How did that happen? The ship is constantly changing. Then they could find changing. Then they could find engineering. It is like the writers forgot what they just wrote. Well, and why wouldn't they? Shooter says D-. There are a lot of weird clouds in space in this show. Can't the writers come up with something new? Still better than the bargain bin Klingons with the weird hair.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. It shouldn't be doing that, but the chat's acting up again.
Got to find Shooter's number. Shooter number 2 there. He says, I can see why the writers were trying to, what the writers were trying to do, but this episode just doesn't pull it off. And did Insane Way yell out "doggy do" in her deranged ramblings?
Yes, she did. In a fake Russian accent, she was like "dog do."
What the hell are you talking about? The conclusion is a weak throwaway. It was mysterious aliens trying to communicate. No explanation of what was in the mysterious data added to the computer. Hello, computer. Just a waste of an ep. I am right there with you, Shoot.
Boss man.
Yeah.
The thing is here. Thing.
Hey, thing, ring, do your thing. Good to see you, buddy. You, sir, rock. As do we all. Okie dokie, where we at? JT Kirak says F. TNG masks called and wants its premise and plot elements back. Boy, was that
Yeah.
bad. Woo! Wee.
Very close. Very
That
close.
was
I was
worse.
thinking
I
the
think
same
that was
thing
worse than
myself,
this, though.
JT Kirk.
Holodeck characters give weird remarks about a pre-pubescent person.
Yeah. Like, so sick of
Oh.
it.
That cake looks disgusting.
Yeah.
200 quatloos to gas up the club, Boney. Well,
Sorry if that clap was loud and it hurt anybody's ears, but that was a gooder.
yeah. Well, you know what?
He's paid 200 quatloos. Do it.
Do it.
Neelix, and I strongly dislike Cass. Hey, did I tell you that I hate Neelix and I strongly dislike Cass? Neelix, and I strongly dislike Cass. Good
So
call.
there you go.
Good call. Good call.
Thank you, JT.
JT Cook.
Smilex says, sheesh. Lots of chicken, man. Not vegan friendly at all. A very silly plot device at its heart. Could only be made worse if Neelix climbed out of a cake and sang happy birthday at the end. Poop a D-. I hear you.
Little toddler.
Michael Beacom. Thank you, Michael Beacom, for the super chat. He says, hearing twisted reviews makes me glad I missed it. Oh, yeah, it's yeah. Wasn't too good there, buddy. The great enigmatic drop there says D-. This episode was the quintessential nothing burger. Another idea with a great potential that was woefully underdeveloped.
Right?
Let's see. The dilemma itself was somewhat established, but that's about as far as the story progressed. The crew essentially retreated to the center of the ship until the problem went away by itself. Sorry. Find number 3 here. Let me find your. Oh, that was 2. Sorry, that was 2 of 2. Sorry. Thank you, ED. Anti-derivative Jill says a D. Attempting sci fantasy keeps it out of the failing range. While TOS also had spatial anomalies that would change the laws of physics, this anomaly changed into simple absurdity. Yeah. Aside from the implausibility of reconfiguring a ship perfectly without horrific damage or death. Several scenes were carbon copies of previous scenes, just with different characters. Boring. Yup. I love the Doctor, so I enjoyed his predicament where he was harassed by the non-sentient holograms. I liked that he stood up for himself when Harry wanted to abandon him. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
How are they trapped within a ring? Can't they just fly upwards? Or did the anomaly trap them in 2D space as well? Given the nonsensical explanations in this episode, I wouldn't be surprised. Very good part. Very well. Wow. Neelix, no one wants your cake. Oh, I missed one. Sorry. How are they trying? Oh, did I get that one?
No, you got that one, boss.
I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, there you go. So thank you so much, Jilly.
Yeah, at that point, it's like, why is he even bringing the cake? Like, what? Like, if you were really worried about someone, and they're only, what are we at now? 145 people. So we have 145 people on board. We've just had a ship being crushed and imploding for the better part of the day. And instead of, hailing the bridge and saying, Captain, is everyone all right up there? And Janeway saying, yes, everyone is fine, Neelix. Instead, he just walks through the door and says, hey, everybody, I have cake. Let's finish the birthday party. You can eat this cake with your face.
Oh, my dear. Wagner says, grade F plus. An interesting idea, but let down by its ending, and there was entirely too much Neelix and Harry Kim. Far Escape did a better version of this plot line. Go watch that insteadness. There you go. Neelix is a horrible character, and it is a real chore to watch Voyager because of this. How did the writers, showrunners, not see this? I don't know. I'm sure they got some complaints, but not enough, apparently. Scuba Pete, D minus. Ain't no sunshine when he's scorned.
Oh, that's good.
Food not warm when he's cooking away. Only sunshine when he's gone. And he's never gone for very long. And I know, I hate chicken, man.
Oh my God.
Nice stuff.
Scuba
Nice.
Pete.
Scuba.
You are the professor of pun, and boss man, you just delivered that perfectly. That was an excellent moment on Saturday Night Star Trek. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Nice job, Pete. Okay. Smiling says that. So I so wish I understood how Mrs. Briggs felt about Neelix. I think she likes him, right? I'm wondering myself.
Shin kicks. Your agonizer, please.
I'm not so sure. I'm kind of on the fence. Does she like him? Does she not like him?
Your agonizer, please.
All right, let's see. Simply Steve says F for fart rating. All title. Just ooh. Everyone was twisted mentally and at each other's throats. Pull my eyes out. Pulley string. Cass's birthday party. Yibble. Needless with a shiny pile of poo for her.
Right.
You got me. I'm with you.
I would never eat anything Neelix cooked, especially if it were brown. If it was brown, no. Night, cuz. Cuz is calling it a night.
All right, cuz. Good to see you there, brother.
Night, cuz. Take
Thanks
care,
for being
sweetheart. Hey, thank you for dropping in, Dave.
Yep, always good to see you there, bro. Wolfie's got something, right? No, that's Fiona. Fiona had something there too. Let's see what we got. Imagine you wait all week for a new episode and you get this. How fudging depressing.
Right?
How fudging depressing. Yep. Lisa says jealousy and ugly truth to humanity. Chakotay trying to explain Neelix's affliction was a nice try. Warped physical reality, an interesting surface concept.
Yes.
Pairing to console each other was lovely.
Nice.
There you go.
Some, there's seriously some good ideas, but you have to have a guardian to see those ideas through.
I didn't know you were here tonight, buddy. DJ Ronnie G's here.
DJ Ronnie G.
What is up, friend? It's been a while. It's always good to see you. And has a super chat, a member chat. Member for 8 months. So good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being a member. He says, my dad always called Neelix fish face. I love it. Thank you so much, buddy. The Thing says, I rate 7 of 9 a double D. Well, don't we all? Nice. Thank you, bud. Parker Luck says, for Twisted feels like a very bad game of Twister. Grade D minus. I'm surprised they all didn't actually get down and play Twister in the holodeck.
Yeah. It's
Thank
so
you,
bad.
Parker.
So bad.
Chris Purser says, I'll pay a bar of gold press platinum if you drive the Claboni over Chicken Man twice. You got it, buddy.
That. We could arrange that. Mark could do it or I could do it, but definitely having the Claboni drive over the Chicken Man is possible. We can make that possible. Well, you can make that possible too, because you're also talented in that area. One of the three of us could accomplish that quite easily, and it would be most enjoyable.
I would have done something like that. Wolfie says, rating D. Excuse me. I like the idea of having the ship twisting around, but they changed gears on how the distortion works halfway through the episode. Super Cass keeps the locket in her rear with the rooster's pick, a la Butcher's father from Pulp Fiction. Yes. Christopher Walken's speech case is made from some kind of poo. I'm familiar, very familiar with those.
Talaxian poo.
Yeah. Phantom Outsider was a man. What's all that starred in the Mark D? That's not his review, all of it.
No, but I thought that what he put in there from the text you would find exceedingly interesting.
Okay, let me get this
actually it's some really good information that I think you'll want, boss.
Okay, hang on a second. D says, Phantom Outsider, the only high point is the aliens' downloaded transmission from the Earth into the Voyager database. All their infomercials from Slap Chop, the Chia Pets, and 48 years of the Kardashians. How does that go?
Chia. I miss those old commercials.
You do.
Hey, remember watching TV? Does everybody remember watching TV?
I never watched it. Well, maybe never. All right, so let's see here. Okay, so now we have Mark D. Prior to this episode's initial airing, rumors circulated largely based on convention comments from Robert Duncan McNeil and Robert Picardo that this episode was so bad it would never be aired. Woo!
That's serious. So that's recognizing that what you're doing is you're making poo. You're pumping poo out of your butt, and you know it's poop, and you know it stinks.
Prognosticators speculated for months leading up to the episode's first broadcast. Some suggestions were that the installment was an incomprehensible script by supervising producer Brandon Braga.
I knew it.
Figures.
I knew it.
I mean, they didn't they? Never mind. That the episode had been entirely rewritten for executive.
You okay, boss?
Wow. Yeah. I just don't know what to think about that. I'm sorry.
I think it's amazing information, and this is from the text.
That the episode had been entirely rewritten by executive producer Michael Piller.
Yeah.
That director Kim Friedman had been unable to understand the story, and that large portions of the episode, had to be rewritten and reshot. And as a result, the episode ended up with a notorious reputation. Cinefantastic, volume 27, number 4,
Yep.
Before 5, whatever.
Beautiful in-text citation. Thank you, sir.
I used to watch Cinefantastic. Michael Piller felt that this episode did some character damage that he subsequently attempted to correct with the episode that ultimately aired next.
Partuition.
He recalled after Twisted, I was terribly concerned about Neelix. I was afraid that we were going to destroy this. Yeah, were you?
Yeah.
Character. If we made him the buffoon of the ship.
They did.
Too late.
They did.
You should.
Neelix was intended to endear himself to the audience, and we were supposed to adore him, and he was supposed to be cute and quirky and funny.
Too late.
And instead, he is bizarrely possessive, violent, narcissistic, annoying, leg-humping piece of crap. And I do like that J.T. Kirk said, pumping poop out of your butt. I did not expect to hear Raquel say that tonight. But that's what it feels like, J.T. Kirk. Like, it's like they're pooping on Star Trek. And I I don't like using profanity on air. I just don't think it's appropriate because I find it distracting. I also find it far more humorous to find other ways of expressing my disdain. So yeah, if you were going to poo on Star Trek, this is some poop right here. This is some pooping.
Mark's review is F. Prior to this episode's initial airing, rumors circulated largely based on convention comments from Robert Duncan McNeil and Robert Picardo. That's in your review?
Yeah.
That because the comments was scripted.
So he did an abridged version for you in his own comments. He didn't think I was going to star the good ones.
Okay, this should be twisted. Okay.
Yeah.
So he basically gave it a downgrading. Yeah. All right. Just want to be sure. Shall we move on to our next episode?
Yes, let's do it. Folks, our next episode, just let me draw up the Wikipedia page here, is Parturition. I have no idea why they named it that, because I would need to check my OED, because you all know that as an academic, I check everything with the OED, even if I know the definition, because it's important to understand the accumulative connotation. And this would be birth. Once again, just put down the thesaurus. Put it down. It's not neat. You don't need this. Put all the goodness and all the thought into the episode. Parturition. Season 2, Episode 7, Prod Code 123. Once again, a screwball air date and prod code mess. This first aired on October 9th, 1995. And now I'm going to read the schlock that is Wikipedia, and hopefully it doesn't suck too hard. Let's do it. Relations between Neelix and... Oh, I can't believe that we have to review this episode. I can't. I just don't even know if I could do this. Relations between Neelix and Lieutenant Tom Paris fall to a new low when they have a fight in the mess hall over Cass. Super Cass! Captain Janeway calls them to her ready room for an assignment. How convenient. Janeway cautions them to put their differences aside. Voyager's food supplies are low. They shouldn't be. And scans of a nearby planet have detected proteins. Oh,
wait, what did you call her?
Cass. Super Cass.
Sorry.
Due to Neelix's role as chef, he's not a chef. He's a cook. He cooks poo. And Paris's position as the ship's most experienced pilot, they are sent to the planet, which they call Planet Hell, to scout for edible material. On their edible material? Who wrote this? So what are they searching for? Are they going to Fanny's Fabrics and getting something edible? What? Anyway, on their way to the planet, their shuttle crashes because of environmental interference. The planet is coated in a... Sorry?
I'm saying naturally.
Yes, exactly, right. Naturally. The planet is coated in a poisonous trigamic vapor that forces Paris and Neelix to seek shelter. They find a cave and blast the rock to cover the entrance, assuming that they will be rescued before long. They discover a nest of eggs, and as one hatches, they debate what to do, with Paris wanting to leave the hatchling and Neelix believing that they have a responsibility to care for it. Why? Why would he believe that? Why would anyone believe that? Voyager is attacked by an alien ship. No, really? Mama Bear came back to the den, which places itself between Voyager and the planet in an attempt to block access to the surface. And anyone could have surmised this if they were watching Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. Paris and Neelix discuss their argument over Cass. Paris confesses that he is attracted to Cass, Super Cass, but he respects her choice to be with Neelix, which is so grody. It's grody to the max, man. The two care for the creature, but before long, it appears to be dying. It will not eat their rations. And they surmise that the vapor outside must be the source of the protein they saw in their scans. Derp. And the stone they blasted in the front entrance has prevented the hatchling from feeding on the gas.
Good night, Fiona.
I don't want to feed on this gas either. Once they bring the creature outside and force feed the vapors to it by a medicine dropper, the creature recovers. Paris and Neelix are overjoyed, though they exhibit symptoms from the poisons. Voyager disables the weapons aboard the enemy ship and moves into the planet's atmosphere to rescue Neelix and Tom. They refuse to be transported off until they are sure that the creature will survive. Why is this happening to me? They hide and beam away only when the adult of the creature's species collects the infant. These people, they should. I want to put them in the agony booth on high and walk away forever. Back on Voyager, Super Kes, who is glad to see Gross Neelix's return, observes that Paris and Neelix have now formed a friendship based on respect. Based on respect? That's all the stupid Wikipedia has to say about Parpoo-ition. Parpoo-ition! Kes, Super Kes.
Hey, Fiona, I'm sorry we chased you off.
Bye. Sorry.
Fiona said she can't take it anymore, and I'm hard to blame you. We'll miss you. Stop by. Don't be a stranger. Pop in once in a while and say hi. But no. How do you blame anybody?
I don't know. It's just, it's so dumb.
Yeah.
What did I give this one? Oh yeah, no shock. No shock. Do you just want me to do my notes so we can do this quickly?
Yeah. Now I guess I'll say a few things. I mean,
all right, boss.
A lot of the frustrations you were feeling on the previous episode. All right. What are we gonna do, guys? We got an episode to plot. Get in here, all 30 of you that we don't need. All right, sit around the table, get some coffee. All right. What are we? Well, I tell you what. You know what? We've been planning to deal with that loose end of Neelix and Tom Paris, right? Why don't we go ahead and nip that one in the bud while we're doing nothing, right? Because we're not doing anything anyway.
Gross.
All right. Well, how do we do it? What do you mean? How do we do it? They're gonna have to fight it out. But just on the ship, they're gonna we'll get them into a fight on the ship. But obviously, you can't have them resolved on the ship. There'll be no drama. Let's just let them crash in a shuttle in some dumb mission they shouldn't be going on. And it'll be.
It has nothing to do with the actual plot. The actual plot.
No.
Anyway,
We'll enemy mine it. We'll just rip out some enemy mine pages, and we'll have them suss out their differences. We'll destroy another perfectly good shuttlecraft because hey, they must have like 30 shuttlecrafts.
Yeah.
So, but one of my biggest, because when you watch this episode at the outset, you see the big stupid fight between them. When I think it's when Janeway and Kim or whoever are talking about this planet, this Class M planet that they're going to go get food from. And when they're talking about we can't land on it, I'm like, okay, ding, there goes the shuttlecraft. They're gonna get, we can't beam on it, so we got to land on the shuttlecraft. Right there, okay, destroyed shuttlecraft trope, check. Who are we gonna send down there? Well, obviously, Neelix is the guy that goes send for the food stuff, right? Ding, Neelix is going to go. That's who's gonna. Only guy that can go with him is the best pilot. The best pilot is Paris. Check. Ding. So they're going to fly down into a planet that are absolutely 100% guaranteed they're going to crash the goddamn shuttle. And then we'll get to see 20 minutes of them arguing after the shuttle's crashed, after they're running for their lives, have little time, and there's absolutely almost no hope for escape. They're going to bond over something. And I wonder, is the irony not lost on these Hollywood jackass writers? They bonded over a child while fighting over a child.
Yeah. I
a
just
newborn and a not too long ago born.
yeah, it's weird.
Um, it is slimy. It's
Yeah.
creepy. It's boring. It's typical. Uh, I mean, and this show never lets up with the crashes. They they've crashed more shuttlecrafts on this show. Uh, anyway, so I'm sorry. Go ahead with your notes now. You know where I'm coming from on this one.
Yeah. Well, parturition, this episode is not about a birth. The birth has nothing to do with it. I mean, this entire episode is about establishing a love triangle. That's exactly what it's establishing. So maybe it should have chosen a different title, because the birth is a very small element of this the telos, the purpose or the end goal of this horrible episode. So I just want you all to know how. Oh, your old toys. Hello.
Girl toys.
Super Tess is just incredible. Super Tess is an interdimensional telepath. She's a botanist. She's an entomologist. She's a physician. She beat the computer to a diagnosis. And now she's a pilot. Not only is she training to be a pilot, but she is an exceptional pilot. And that's what Tom is doing. He's training her to be a pilot. So there's just so much vomit here. I just don't know where to spew. She's just 2 years old, and she's only been with Voyager for a year. So she's done all this she can't be with Voyager for a year. It's only 6 months, right? So she's done all this in 6 months. In 6 months, she's become an interdimensional telepath, a botanist, an entomologist, a physician. She's able to beat the doctor to a diagnosis, and the doctor is a computer. And now she is an accomplished pilot. This is some incredible writing here, folks.
In a way, it's almost like she's
Cass, Super Cass.
I'm sorry.
And I think at the beginning of all of this, people were like thinking, that Raquel, why is she riding this Super Cass thing so bad? I mean, it's not that bad. It's just Cass, and Cass is just really talented. And I think, I'm starting to get rage. And at my age, that affects my high blood pressure. I hate Neelix, and him spying on her as she takes her piloting lessons is more than a little creepy. And of course, we have new Captain Hair. Okay, so we have new Captain Hair. She's Janeway's chopped all of her hair off. We have more dumb talk about Voyager not having enough energy to eat. Even nasty bulk mixed with poo and pee would be made lovely by the replicators. And this is something that folks need to understand. That's what this whole replication idea erects. It's supposed to erect in your mind is there's zero waste. That's how we beat the energy, the need for energy. We beat the energy crisis. We beat, we've conquered energy, and it's because we're literally not throwing anything away. So these replicators, they work, and they should just use them. I don't understand. Like, you could throw the nasty bulk. If let's say that the replicators were running low on proteins, you could go and take those proteins and you could put them in some type of reclamation. Star Trek talks about these reclamation units. Dump it in the reclamation unit, and then ask the replicator to make you something nice. I mean, that's the way this science is supposed to work. But these people don't understand science, and it's why I hate them. Anyways, please stop with this dumb storyline about them not having enough energy to eat, especially when they're on the holodeck. This has got to stop. Anyways, ever more of the Neelix is creepy and jealous storyline. This is not Star Trek. This is not what Star Trek stands for. It's just not. Following some weird alien creature around that is jealous, and now it's a regular character. It's just, this is not Star Trek, and it's not science fiction. Back to the dating, and I'm sorry, please excuse me, because everyone here knows I do not like to use profanity on air. I find it distracting and I find it disrespectful. But back to the dating bullshit from DS9. Neelix makes me absolutely sick. The fistfight over Kes trivializes the military and the chain of command and what they're meant to do. This is childish. This is a dumb script, and the conduct. This is conduct unbecoming an officer. Imagine if this went on TOS. Someone would stop it. They would both be in a lot of trouble, and they would get hauled up. And serious. They're in serious trouble here. The only people who did this dumb stuff where people assault each other and nothing happens is the DS9 nincompoops. Anyways, why is Kes wondering what's happening? I need to know why she says what's happening. She was there. Okay, so who wrote this? And are the writers drunk? Why is she written to say that she wasn't there and didn't see it herself? Why? She was there. And she says, what's happening? She saw it herself. She saw Tom and Neelix fighting in the cafeteria. She saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And yet she comes in the next scene and says, what's happening here? What went on? What happened between you two? What? We watch, like, you can back it up, and you can actually watch it frame by frame. She's watching them fight in the cafeteria.
I'd forgotten.
This
It was so forgettable.
This is really bad. This is not just careless. This is not giving a shit, is what this is. Anyway, I hate this shit. I hate this shite. Sorry for swearing, everyone.
It's okay.
This is not Star Trek. This is Days of Our Lives. This is also not science fiction, and it's certainly not science fantasy. Neelix is a moron who believes he's bridge crew material. Even a fan of Neelix cannot see him as bridge material at this point. Let Neelix wander off. He wanders off again. Let him die. The ship's botanist and physician just sits in her quarters when all this stuff is happening. Why? She has shifts, right? She has duties, right? She has a job. So why is she sitting in her quarters crying while they're down on the surface? Why? This is dumb. As the ship's botanist and physician, she should be eager at work, right? Ethan Phillips checks his makeup on camera after scratching his face. Everybody knows this from cosplay. This should have been edited out. If you touch your face and you check to see if you have makeup on the end of your face or on the end of your finger, this should have been edited out. Suddenly, a science fiction story happens in the cave at exactly 28 minutes and 50 seconds into this episode, and there are only 17 minutes left. So by the time we get to the science fiction, it's 28:50 with 17 minutes left. This story is so dumb, I want to bleach my brain. The whole idea of this jealousy. This episode should have been called The Green-Eyed Monster, and it ain't the thing in the cave. We briefly return to the alien, but it's not even fun because nothing gets fleshed out. Tom and Neelix have a baby together, and that's what this scene is meant to impart. And then I wrote in my notes, please kill me now. And then they make up. Chicken Man judges Tom and tells him about how awful he is, when Chicken Man also has a past. So who wrote this? Not only is he a deserter, but he's a piece of crap. So what if Tom joined the Maquis? Neelix is a deserter and a criminal who abandoned his people and children as they were being killed. He is a coward. This is a grade 3 love story. It is disgusting. This is, and the gross closing scene is insult anybody with a double-digit IQ. This is absolute and complete shite. It should be vaporized and never watched ever again. And it's an F.
Well, it's an F minus for me. F minus minus. It's so boring and predictable and stupid and annoying. And that we never even needed this idiotic excuse for a love triangle, which was very lame. And when everything you do, when you have to twist all of pretty much your entire story to fit a narrative that you needed to address. In other words, you needed to. Okay, we gotta deal with this. We're not gonna have. Let's face it, the show is not gonna have a love triangle for very long. We don't want these two characters that people like. I don't know why they like Neelix to be enemies anymore, or to have a problem. We can't have any conflict between these characters, right? So let's get that out of the way. Eventually, we can have Tom go after what's her name, So let's just deal with that. He attacks. He starts the fight with Tom, which was lame ass crap. I don't know why they don't get put in the brig then, but no, we'll come up with some dumbass mission for them that only these two guys can go on, and it's pretty stupid. The same way, why would you send anyone down to that planet when you can't beam down there? You don't, there's almost nothing that you could use down there, and you're gonna a shuttlecraft is. I mean, they're so fragile. These, out there in the Delta Quadrant, apparently. That's just everything about it is just forced and
beam up the source of the protein.
Freaking stupid.
Beam up the source of the protein.
They had to find. Didn't they find an excuse for not being able to use transporters? But it's all excuse writing. You can't take it. It's just lame, garbage. Yeah. So, and you gave it an F.
I gave it an F. It's really bad, man. It's incredibly bad.
Everybody, please now come through with your ratings.
The words given
up for a good edition. Eric says, I'm starting to think Raquel hates Neelix and dislikes Kes. Well, it's possible.
Well, I love you, Eric.
Well, we love you, so it's all matters. All right. Let's see what's going on up in here. They'll let fly with them and we'll take them soon as.
Yeah, the word is given. They're all coming in now, boss, but the chat's acting funny.
No
and
problem.
I don't want to put them up on the marquee.
No hurry.
When it's jumpy.
No hurry.
I'll get that filled up right. Your
those
folder filled up right away.
We got time. Wait, no hurry up in here at all. We're doing good. Making time on these scintillating episodes. Man, oh man. This filler. We got to fill up episodes. So what are we going to do, I guess? Go to Horny Jail. Welcome. That's an interesting name. I don't know if we've seen you here before. To Horny Jail. Well, I'll take that into consideration. That's where Neelix is going, from what I understand. Right. Okie dokie.
What a name.
I like that name. Very well done. I might change my name to that one.
No, you will not.
Dave Sound says F, Neelix. No, I'm sorry, it says F. Then he says Neelix and Kes equal at best, plus any Paris romantic fling equals solid F. The love boat, Felix and Kes.
It did it again. Sorry. Keeps doing it, boss. I hate it.
Thank you so much, Dave G. Sound.
Dave G. Sound.
JT Kirk says F minus. That's what I say. This is a steamy liquid BM with undigested kidney beans and corn visual. You guys are gonna make me sick. I mean, it's bad. It's bad enough. You know how about food what Mark does to me. When I think of Neelix, that's another reason. Maybe that's another reason why I hate Neelix. These disgusting these concoctions he always talks about. These made from alien this and alien that. I'm like,
sick.
I'm suck. I don't want to hear that. It sucks. Yeah, I hate it. Okay. I want Mortal Kombat for Netflix. I don't know what he calls them, Netflix. And Paris. 500 Quatloos on the frog. Next week, Neelix gets the feelings for the hatchling.
Yeah, well, he does like them young.
He does. I mean, yeah. JT, thank you. He does that.
Oh God, so funny.
Gwagnar says, he says, F, Planet Hell. More like I am in hell. Yes. Watching this, more like I am in hell watching this episode.
Oh.
Tom is stuck with Neelix and Harry Kim makes an appearance. This does not make for good TV. Gwagnar loves him
God,
some
I
Harry.
love you, Gwag.
Gwaggy rock.
God, I love you, Gwag.
All right.
Oh God, I'm crying.
Smilex says, the Galileo 7, this ain't. Boy, you well said, my son. They go out for food and learn to be bond.
Oh.
Learn to bond, sorry. Was this a plot from Moonlighting? I love Moonlighting, but I'm not sure if they did that in that one. Next time, get it delivered and save the audience some pain. Searing pain. F. Well said. Thank you. Let's see here. Lisa says C. Obviously, Kes and Neelix based in reality. Showing a weird relationship. Is Kes aging similar to dog years?
That's what I think.
Could Kes be more like 18? Might help.
Okay, well, let's stop there for 1 second. Because if they live, they said that they live until they're 8 years old, but mostly like till they're 9. Okay, so if we were to be very generous, let's be super generous. At 1, she would be, let's say, 10. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And 2, 20, 3, 30. That's what I'm thinking, Lisa. That's how I think of it. Still think it's grody to the max, though. But you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah. In the context of that fiction, she's at the early stages of being a functioning young adult or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Which still would beg the question why she would see anything in that chicken man, but chicken hawk. Obviously, Kes and Neelix based in reality, showing weird. Kes could more like 18. Might help. Are there weird relationships in sci-fi? Just saying. Look, yeah, I know what you mean, Lisa. I kind of just like goofing on it. I do understand what they're saying with the relationship. Usually, I'm goofing on it more than anything else because I understand it's a science fiction concept. But he's such a prat.
Yeah, it's insufferable, and I also don't like the fact that he has multiple lines of dialogue where he talks about her being so young and impressionable and innocent, and doing so and saying so quite violently. I find that disturbing. Guess what? Dadman and the Dadman clan are here. Dadman clan.
Hey, Dadman, what's up? I hope you and the clan are doing well. Dadman clan doing well. All right. Let's see, where were we? Oh, Shooter says,
I don't want to seem rude because I love Lisa. And I actually totally respect Lisa. Not only is she a beautiful person, but she's very intelligent. But just for me, I think that the writers haven't done a good job here in establishing that those two are equals. I think if you start having a very creepy character being violent and controlling, and also addressing how young this 1-year-old species is, and then the species turns 2, but originally was 1 year old, and saying, you're so innocent, I need to protect you, but I also want to have intercourse with you. I think it's bizarre. I think it pushes past what would be acceptable therein. I just think that maybe they could have worked it out and made it a little bit different, but expressly him being violent and concerned that she's too innocent to even be around other people, and yet he would like to have intercourse or does have intercourse with her, I think is quite strange. If you want to have an alien experience like Maya from Space 1999, let's establish that these characters are equal. So let's show that Kes is independent and intelligent and isn't this, you are such an innocent. that was a pretty effed up scene. And so I don't like that stuff. I think it's creepy El Creepo, but that's just because, I'm a mom and I think that kind of stuff is creepy.
Well, here we go. Kess is learning to fly while learning to doctor and botanize. What can't she do? Well, I don't know. It's almost as if you're insinuating something. Shooter. I can't imagine what.
Cass, Super Cass.
But be that as it may. Let's see. Where were we? What can't she do? There you go. Oh, that's right. Live to the ripe old age of 30. And did Janeway assign her hairstylist to Voyager? I don't know.
Yeah, she has a glam squad that follows her around. Those buns are beyond the buns. I mean, I've had waist-length hair my entire life, and it's thick and red and very thick. And I could never imagine doing all of those swirly buns. Those buns that's something else. That's like a 5-person bun she wears each week.
In the red corner and red trunks, Tom, the capital of France, Paris. And in the blue corner, in the garish multicolored trunks, the Chicken Man, Neelix. Round 1 fight. My money is on Paris. Should have kicked him, which Paris would have kicked his freaking teeth out. But, I can just imagine Neelix as the fairy godmother. I shouldn't enjoy this episode as much as I do. It is a love triangle silliness and an alien dinosaur baby, but I had fun. Well, it's all that matters there, Shooter. All opinions are welcome here, buddy.
That's true.
Enigmatic Drop Bear says F. It is appropriate. It is appropriate the Deckard unit that directed this crappy soap opera. Soap opera come odd couple episode. Yes. There is a line in my show notes that repeats over many of episodes. Enough of Neelix's jealousy. It has become a trope, and I hope this episode is the last time it is used. I think they might have been maybe they were actually getting sick of it as well, ED, because it could have been why this happened. The problematic atmospheric particles were inside of the shuttle, but not inside the cave. There's suspension of disbelief, and then they're stupid.
Yep.
This is stupid. Thank you so much, ED. Right there with you, partner. Wolfie says, rating F. Neelix leaves 2-meter-long orange curly hair in the food. Barf. Wow. Well, damn, Wolfie. And our wonderful our communications officer, chief of communications, I should say, Anti-Derivative Jill says F. I feel like I said this last week. I love the trope of having to survive with your antagonist, but again, Voyager fails to make it meaningful. Instead, it is just gross. It is just gross, she says. Well, at least they do use a Starfleet officer who's had disciplinary issues before, because it would have been completely implausible for anyone else to behave so poorly and without merit. True. I know Neelix is an annoying garbage man, but your job as a Starfleet officer is to know when to walk away from idiotic confrontations. Anyway, Neelix is jealous again. That's the episode. Yep. The puppet is the only one in this episode, in this whole episode, that has any redeemable personality traits. But we never learn about his parents, so I can't rank any higher.
Jill and I are of one mind on this one.
Indeed. I can't believe Neelix actually said the word technobabble. That feels like something New Trek would do, as if the author is outside the Star Trek looking in and just not getting it. Yes, was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jill. You rock. Eric K says F. I think Raquel hates Neelix and dislikes Supercast. I hate these writers. I hate these writers. Would have been better to just start with Tom and Neelix going to the planet. Clobby and Raquel giving it an A is confusing.
Eric, shin kicks.
Did we? See, I can't remember that far back. So
He needs shin kicks. He needs
Scuba Pete. This is D. Walk a dinosaur. I don't know what that is.
Oh no.
Open the door. Shuttle got floored. Paris crushed, but no backs or sore. I don't know the song, so. Phaser the cave door. Trigonet vapor on the floor. They raised the dinosaur. Okay, like I don't know that song. Why don't I know that song?
That is a very, very dirty song, and it's super funny. It's called Walk the Dinosaur, and I think the band is Was Not Was. And I'm pretty sure you can surmise what Walk the Dinosaur means.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Wow.
Scuba Pete.
Thanks a lot, dude.
I love you, Scoop. Love you, babe.
Okay. Go to horny jail, says hair pasta with poo sauce. F. Well, that's a messed up review there, sir. I'll take it. I appreciate that. Smilex says, I love Clobby's positivity. Well, thank you, Smilex.
Oh, boss man. Michael
you.
Beacom says, great stream, guys, but I didn't see the shows, and thank God, apparently. So I'm just going to dip out. All I can say is I think next week's episodes will improve. Be seeing you, Michael and Cassandra Beacom. Good night, you beautiful,
thank you, buddy.
Wonderful people.
Shout out to Cassandra.
Be seeing you.
Appreciate you. Be seeing you. Another Eric K. Just part B. He said F. Part B, court-martial the engineers and admirals who made the ship that cannot make a ship. Oh, that cannot make a ship.
Yeah.
That can go a week without running out of power.
Texaco's in space. Yep. Yes. I'm sick of it too. Texaco in space. You have Texaco in the United States, right? You know what Texaco is. Gas station? Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Just making sure.
Simply Steve says the F rating, alt title. Part to retch on. Needless, the chicken man and hen for a hatchling with Paris as a midwife. She's cast of all trades with piloting now with Hell's food. I barf with Hell's food. I barf at thee.
Simply Steve.
All right, Simply Steve. No, Michael Beaver did say something also. I didn't see the show, but what I know so far, having a love triangle here is like having one on Sesame Street.
Yeah, I know.
Shame on anyone and involved. Yeah.
Yep.
I hear you, buddy. All right. Oh, one more. Lisa had something else. Cass is the adult in the relationship. Really? That's true.
Yeah, that's not a review, but I want Lisa to be able to defend her position.
Oh, yeah. No, it's great. All right, Kay also had another one. Raquel and Lisa, we just learned in the farting aliens human. The farting aliens episode. You think of Doctor Who? That Cass has not hit the puberty yet, and her sexual organs are on her back. I doubt a humanoid would have that, but okay.
Yeah, it is weird.
What's that from?
What?
What he's talking about?
Well, it's just that's where Kess is. That's where Kess keeps. That's where Super Kess's reproductive system is, and it's also where her fun happens. The fun happens in her hands initially, and then somehow her back.
Weird.
And so, I just think a lot of viewers feel very uncomfortable with the Neelix thing because he's more like a father figure. We even have him in an episode imagining one of the small children who he abandoned to burn to death as Kess. So we've established that Neelix feels like Kess is a small child, and it calls her an innocent and all these things, and yet he wants to be with her, and I think it just creeps people out. And I understand that there are some folks that are saying, before she was 10 and now she's 20, but I don't think it works for a lot of people. I think a lot of people think it's really weird, especially given what's coming up, which is exploring her sexuality and sexual intercourse and how she gives birth. And that's coming, and I think it just makes it more gross, I think.
Gotcha.
Anyway,
let's speed it up here. Smilex, wait, as soon as the bitch are in the back, are hugging. Is that still okay? Yeah, I don't know.
I love that.
I'm afraid I can't answer that one. JT Kirk said next week, Kess enters her preteen years and starts to rebel against Netflix. She starts singing "I'm Not That Innocent" in the mess hall. Whoa,
like Britney Spears.
Okay. Let's see. Phantom Outsider said D. This episode, like the last, took the advice of Buck Murdoch, Shatner, Airplane 2. Yep. Ignore it. Pretend nothing happened and hope nothing turns out okay. And hope it turns out okay in the morning. Let's see here. Neelix was supposed to be the experienced guide of the Delta Quadrant. All Tuvok needed to say was say to Tom Paris 2 words: jailbait. Apparently, that term is meaningless in the Delta Quadrant. Yes, I'm sure it is. Cass's ability to absorb info would reflect the learning of an infant picking up information, language, etc. in her society. They'd need the ability to pick up concepts quickly, having short lives or whatever. Yes.
Yeah.
They're going to Mark D to see our final review of this episode, folks. F. Wow. My review of this Sleep Stack disaster, foreshadowing Paris having lizard babies, is a video. Cue the Netflix Clubboni.
Oh, I love you, Lisa. I love you, Lisa, so much. And I don't mean this disrespectfully, but I don't. I consider open mouth kissing sexual. And Neelix and Kess, open mouth kiss. So I would definitely. I would definitely see that as sexual. I don't think that Neelix's feelings are non-sexual for Kess. I just don't. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Neelix, and I strongly did Kess. Hey, did I tell you that I hate Neelix and I strongly dislike Kess? Neelix, and I strongly did Kess.
Whoa.
So gross.
Oh my goodness. So let's see here. I'm looking.
Quagnar.
Oh, there we go.
And I strongly did Kess. Hey, did I tell you that I hate Neelix and I strongly dislike Kess? Neelix, and I strongly did Kess. Neelix, and I strongly did Kess. Ew.
That was the fixed version.
That is so good. That is so good. That is really good.
Also,
I am a doctor, not a voyeur. I am programmed to be discreet.
Boop.
Kess. Whoop. Super Kess.
Oh, crap on these characters. All righty. So, shall we go to our final episode of the evening?
Yes, we should.
All righty. Hang on. Okay. Where is it? Oh, here we go. That's it, I believe, right? I think
yes,
that is it.
This is it. It is
so,
persistent.
let me Go grab some medicine while you're doing that, but I'll be right back.
Okay, Mark, you got my 6?
Yeah,
Persistence of Vision is season 2, episode 8, prod code 124. This first aired on October 30th, 1995. And I think the Comic Relief Crusader wanted Clobby to know that he's been lurking all night. So I don't want to make, I want to make sure that doesn't get overlooked. Okay, folks, I'm going to be reading from Wikipedia. It's likely going to suck. I'll correct it if it's wrong, or we can all correct it together if it's wrong. Let's just do this. As Voyager readies for a potentially dangerous encounter with the Botha, the Doctor orders an exhausted Captain Janeway to relax on the holodeck. Before long, she is called back to the bridge for first contact with the Botha. The Botha representative gives the crew a chilly reception, but sets up a rendezvous to determine whether or not they will allow Voyager to pass through their space. Janeway starts seeing characters and objects from her holo novel, a story in the fashion of Jane Eyre. Well, that confirms it. I always thought it was Jane Eyre, but I've never purchased a Voyager book. So it is Jane Eyre. I was right. Yes! Janeway goes to sickbay, but the Doctor cannot find anything wrong with her brain. Janeway experiences another hallucination, which Kes sees too. The hallucination bounces off of her and reflects back into Janeway. This is weird. I don't understand why this... Yeah, anyway. The Doctor orders Janeway to her quarters for rest until he can determine the source of these events. Later, another holonovel character attacks her in her quarters with a knife. Again, Kes confirms the event, but it is a hallucination. Janeway is still in sickbay. Janeway puts Chakotay in charge of meeting with the Botha while she undergoes medical testing. The representative ship engages the crew in battle, damaging Voyager. Janeway races to the bridge where the Bothan is on the view screen, but is shocked to see her fiancé, Mark. The other crew members similarly see their loved ones on the screen, and they begin experiencing hallucinations and entering a catatonic state one by one, with only Kes and the Doctor remaining unaffected. Super Kes. Kes heads for engineering to block the psychic field. They never establish it's a psychic field. She starts hallucinating as well, but soon focuses herself. That defeats the whole idea that she's a mirror, right? And defeats the hallucination of Burns by reflecting them back upon the intruder. The dumbness. Now it is he who is incapacitated by his own redirected power, while Kes manages to restore the crew to normal. A telepathic Botha confesses to having caused the disturbance simply because he could. Before they can confront him further, he disappears. As they continue on their way, the crew reflects uneasily about what is lurking in the subconscious corridors of their minds.
Yeah.
Okay, Clobby, persistence of vision. Go ahead.
Hello, your Muslim uncle. Welcome. It's good to see you, my friend.
Hey. How's it going, your Muslim uncle? Nice to see you.
Let's see. In this episode, I distinctly remember stuff happening, and that people were they were talking about some things, and then there were some things happening in which they were talking about, if I recall right. And then somebody walked and did something, and somebody went to somewhere on the ship, and somebody went to the holodeck. I know it was Janeway went to the holodeck, right? I know that much. And then there was I'm trying to remember what happened in this episode. Now, come on, I know it. I watched it before. I've seen it before. She went to.
I believe somebody walked on set, and they took some poop, and they flung the poop across the room, and then somebody took their own poop, and then that poop, and they returned fire.
They were doing things in this episode. I know it now. And there were aliens. Many Bothans died to make these aliens. This episode, in fact, who were oh my God, I know I watched it. I'll just let you do your notes because I can't remember anything. I watched it last night.
It's because it's so bad. Anyway,
I'm not kidding.
Janeway's hair is back up again, only now she has to wear a hairpiece because she cut all of her hair off. Or is that just because the production code is off? No one really knows, because they're going to play around with her hair so much and all these crazy buns. It's just madness. And then we're back in the Jane Eyre, but not Jane Eyre novel. It's just enough Jane Eyre, but not really Jane Eyre. I hate Neelix. His food looks completely inedible, and there are no teacups from ancient England in the storage on Voyager. Why are hollow emitters from storage? Voyager isn't an old ship with a full crew complement, right? It's just supposed to be 150 people, despite its enormous size. All cups would come from the replicator. They would not come from storage. This is not the way the science of Star Trek works. There are no teacups. There are no cups, period, in storage. They're in the replicator, right?
Yeah.
Energy to matter, right?
Yep.
Replicators, you go to the reclamation area, everything is recycled. All the chocolate sundaes that Counselor Cameltoe never finished, those went into reclamation, and then they were replicated into something else, right? This is the way replication works, folks. And I can't believe that people don't even understand the very basic ideas that Gene Roddenberry had. It's actually pathetic. And I don't even want to have a conversation where people try to defend it. It's just so dumb. Like, I can't even handle it. Super interdimensional telepathic Kess. She's a mirror. And Janeway just says it from out of the blue. She literally just says it from out of the blue for absolutely no reason. She says interdimensional telepathic Kess is a mirror. No one understands why, because there's nothing in the script about it. Also, why not just ask the computer to scan for an intruder? Why don't they do that? Now, we're back here again, folks. B'Elanna is secretly in love with Chakotay. And there's a massive lovemaking scene.
Oh, that I remember, yeah.
I don't even know what to say about how much I hate this bullshit. Janeway calls Kess to the bridge, and Kess says, I'll be right there. And Kess never reports to the bridge. And there's no reason for this, because Kess is in perfect health, and the captain orders her to the bridge to go and help, and yet she doesn't come. She stays in the medical bay with the doctor. And I don't know why somebody didn't catch this. It's because these people don't care about this show. And it's obvious that they don't care about this show. And there are errors in it that are indefensible. I would have to give myself a frontal lobotomy with a melon baller out of my eye socket in order to be able to do the type of emotional and intellectual gymnastics necessary to make up excuses for this crap. There is one moment where the show actually has a really, really great idea. And it is when the idea, the sociological massaging that is required to establish whether or not in the future, because this is futurism, the idea of the rec room that Gene Roddenberry witnessed, if hollow cheating would be actual cheating. This is a very cool topic. And it's something that I need to, that I think should have been explored. Not I need, but I think should have been explored. But they just drop it. And it's not the focus of the episode. Yeah. The captain is awful in this moment. They write her as a weak and feeble-minded nincompoop. She's no Kirk. She isn't even Poopy Stew. You know? Yeah. She's Super Kess is smarter and more resilient than the captain of this ship, which is nuts, and it's not something I enjoy watching. So the minute that Mark, this Mark creature that she now knows is interfering with her mind, tells her that she could be cheating, she gives her beautiful Irish eyes, very emoting tremendously, and just says, I've always loved you, and just it goes into something so incredibly weird, that like you just want to herk. You know what I mean? Like you want to dry heave. It's so bad. Um, we get to hear sweeting a lot in this episode. Sweeting, seeing some open mouth kissing. It used to be a 10-year-old, now it's a 2-year-old. Yay! So much barf. Horrible acting with Neelix and Kess. Seeing the two of them playing off of one another. I believe this Ethan Phillips person was not an actor and just a comedian, and you can tell Kess is overacting here and looks like a complete nincompoop. And the weird mirror thing that is never explained. Also, this might be the dumbest captain's log ever logged, like a log from Blammo. And some of you are going to get that joke, and some of you won't get that joke. But this is a log from Blammo. The idea contained in this episode, it should have been around a B. It should have been around a B minus. It could have been massaged into an A, because the concepts here are great. But the execution is so bad that I don't even have the energy to get angry with it. I just don't. There are too many mistakes here. There's too much carelessness. The intellectual mind, it just cannot connect with this level of slipshod, careless nincompoopery. It's bad. And what's really awful is that this concept is a great idea. And so this is what happens when you go and you see a beautiful bed and it has white sheets and a white duvet, a beautiful goose down pillows, and then you just go and you poo on it. This is what this is authorial pooping of the bed. This is you heard of the burning bed. This is
The pooping bed.
The pooping bed.
The Amber Heard bed.
And it's depressing because this is actually a good idea. So every fiber of my being is just completely exhausted by this complete and utter shite. Log from Blammo.
SP4H, welcome. Hey there.
It's a D.
A D, okay. I'm not kidding with you. I can't really remember a damn thing. And that is not. Usually I joke about it. Well, yeah, but there was this and there was that. And sometimes you talking about it can jog my memory and go, oh yeah. No, I mean, in fact, I was going to give it a break because I couldn't remember. But no, you don't deserve. I'm not going to cut you some slack. You're an F. You're an F because now I'm mad that I can't remember after watching it less than a day ago.
It's quality writing, hey?
I can't remember what it was about. I can barely remember one scene. Screw this.
It's bad.
I'm giving it an F on principle. Okay. I mean, because look, I know I watched it all, folks. Look, I'm always up front with you, and I'm not joking when I say how horrible my memory is, and yet I can still go after having jogged. Go, oh yeah, okay, now I remember, and put enough together to know whether I liked it, whether I didn't, what I liked, what even in a couple of the episodes tonight, I remember. I'm joking around, but I remember them. This one, I was just like, I know I was awake.
JT Kirk, SP4H. I love you. I love you, man. I love you guys.
I am grumpy.
I'm grumpy.
I'm giving it a G for grumpy.
Oh God.
So anyone, if you any rating have or words for persistence of lack of vision or whatever, please give it to us now.
Oh God.
I'm just trying to remember. I know it was about. I think that stuff on the holodeck just bores the living crap out of me. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I would play on the holodeck too, but what is she getting out of play? I guess No, watch that, Judge her.
Well, they're strongly implying that she would be having
The Jane Eyre
intercourse
novel.
with the
Right.
character, right? Because
Yes, I guess.
that's why she says that she had always been faithful to Mark, because she didn't consider, hollow conjugal visits in the hollow suite. She didn't consider that actual cheating. So that's the implication there. So that's
Right.
why, that's the, and I mean, I think that's a much more interesting episode than what we got. But I also find the whole mind pirate and mind piracy, I also think that's a good idea. Both of these ideas are terrific ideas. They just don't have to be in the same episode, and you have to do it well. You have to respect your audience, care for your audience, and actually make something that's nice. You can't just be like, slap it all together.
This is the first time that, because there have been other times when I'm kind of drawing a blank on something, and then you would, recap it or give your notes, and I go, oh yeah, you fill in my blanks immediately. Oh, now I remember that. I remember, okay. Which doesn't happen often anyway, but there've been a few times when I'd have to have my memory jogged a little bit about it. This is the first time I'm like, nope, still don't know what the episode was about. I'm not trying to be funny. I really don't know what the plot was about. I don't know what happened. This is disturbing. So let's see what we got here. You don't need me to review it, folks. You all review it well enough.
Yeah, right, Shooter? That's true. Like, that's how some people would think of it, right? If you're in deep space for a long time, we can't put that up on the marquee because, we don't want to, anyway. But yeah, Shooter, like, I find that to be a very interesting topic. And just so you know, Clobby and I talk a lot about that off air. Mark does too. It's like, if you had a hollow suite available to the public, imagine the fallout from that. Like, we talk about the implications of that, and what would happen to society if you could do that, and how it would warp our sense of reality and commitment and all sorts of things. So it's a very sincere and very cerebral topic, and we don't get into it.
Tobar the robot.
Yeah, Tobar's here. Good evening, Tobar.
Hey, Tobar. Always great to see you pop in. Good to see you. So let's see. All right. Okay. So start out with Lisa. Let's let Lisa start out tonight for this episode. B, says Lisa. An alien with the power to screw with the minds of the crew is scary and cool. The episode shows that one of the greatest desires of humans is to love and be loved. Luckily, Super Kess saves the day. Who? Oh, you mean her.
Kess. Super Kess.
That one, yeah. All right, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Luckily, Supercat saves today. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate you so much. Anti-derivative Jill says C-. If you didn't get why Raquel calls her Supercat, this is the first big episode where she uses her superpower to save the day in what really could have been a moment for Janeway to shine.
And should have been a moment for Janeway to shine.
Good point, Jill. The writers seem to have fun having Janeway go bananas again so recently. It's disappointing because this type of villain who plays mind games could have been great.
I totally agree, Jilly.
Thank you, Jill.
That's a great review, and I 1000% agree with you on both issues. Just watching Janeway fail to be a good captain is just so disappointing. I mean, I can't even feel energized and get mad about it. Like, at this point, I'm just completely exhausted by the poor quality. It's terrible. And here I can't believe I'm going to say this again. I'm sorry for repeating myself, but we had two good ideas, and we couldn't even get them across the finish line. Seriously.
Enigmatic Drop Bear says D+. Thank goodness no Bothan spies gave their lives to bring us this episode. I can't believe we're calling them Bothans. They would get so close, sounding like Bothans. That, they just, maybe they meant to. This type of story fits into Voyager's overarching narrative, but again, the development and execution are way off.
Yeah, I totally agree, Ed.
It is a compliment to say this episode was better than the last three. Is it? He said, is it a compliment? Sorry. I don't know. Good question.
Love you, Ed.
I'm not sure, Ed. Not sure, but I do know that J.T. Kirk says F. Insane way, repeat after me. I am rubber, you are glue. Whatever you do bounces off. Whatever you do bounces off of me and sticks to you. Roll credits. The Bothan exited, but then reveals that he never existed. Cass has back spurpies.
Don't pat her on the back. Don't pat her on the back.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to go to HR for that.
Wow, no kidding. Shooter says D. Took a while for Bangway to break out of that kiss with the hologram. She wants it. Cucumber sandwiches, an offensive favorite food.
An officer's favorite food.
An officer's favorite food. Yeah. Oh, offensive. I like the word offensive these days, I guess.
Yeah.
Did Janeway touch a sandwich and put it back?
She did. She's a double dipper shooter.
They always do that in movies. It always annoys me. Movies and TV, they do it a lot. Super Cass to save the day because who else can? Neelix tells Cass she is becoming annoying. Hello, pot. This is the kettle. This is another good idea, poorly executed.
1000% agreed.
Janeway's hallucinations took too much time, and when we got to the main threat, it was dealt with too quickly.
Yep.
Also, if Cass hurt the alien, why did he hang around if he wasn't really there?
That's exactly it. When he was incapacitated, he was there. So I also found that ending incredibly sloppy. It was like it was trying to make it more mysterious and more sinister than what had already happened. And what had already happened was already electric. It was wonderful. It was a great idea, but they just couldn't get it over the finish line because they suck.
They suck. Wagner says,
"Hey, Wag.
F. This is great. Does this series get better anytime soon? I can't handle this too much longer. I think there are many fans of the show that will tell you it does.
Hey, I've given a couple of A's. Haven't I given a couple of A's?
I've given an A or two. I'll tell you this. The standard rule of thumb is a lot of people will tell you that eventually it gets, and I think it does get way better. Eventually, it takes some time, though. I'm not going to say it gets any easier, but there's a good one here and there every now and then.
Mm-hmm. Outstanding one.
Yeah. Let's see. If Wolfie says D, what are these burning sores on my face? Was it something I ate? Uncle Neelix.
No.
I can't believe it's not Shart. Put it on everything.
No. Oh,
Simply Steve says. Another F rating. Alt title, Resistance of My Eyeballs. Hollow Jane equals a hollow episode. Guess of all trades. At it again. Next, she'll have Insane Ways seat in Pips. Wow. In Pips Bologna. Back to wanting some Chipotle. Yes. Smilex says, less Jane Eyre, more Wuthering Shites. Another holodeck episode that distracts us from the main plot. Someone needs to take the writer's crayons away from them before they give us all embolisms D-.
Seriously, it raises my blood pressure, but I love that you brought up Wuthering Heights because I read it and I thought Wuthering Heights was so campy. And And now, like, whenever I hear someone mention Wuthering Heights, I just think of Kate Bush and her song about Heathcliff. That's the first thing that comes to my mind now. Oh, talk about camp, man. Oh, so bad. So bad, Wuthering Heights. Oh, I love this crowd. Thank you for bringing up Wuthering Heights. You're the best.
Indeedishness. Let's see here. Rob Balta says, now I know why I didn't watch much of this series. Yeah, I hear you, partner. Phantom outside here says, D, as Clobby sings, it's forgettable in every way. It's forgettable. In every way, so forgettable is all he'd say. Chicken Man, appearance is regrettable, but this app is so forgettable. It does matter in any way. I don't know. I'm just reading your. I thought you wanted me to sing it that way. I'm sorry, sorry buddy. An episode where basically nothing of any consequence happens except the Bothans want everyone to forget they were even involved in this episode, hence Clobby's memory loss. Yeah, I still can't remember. You got me, Chief. Eric K says C-. Janeway, the first to be affected, but one of the last to go comatose. No idea why. Lucky they had Kess to save the day. Again, is Kess more unlikable than Wesley? We shall see. Nah, I wouldn't say so, but them being unbiased because at least she's cute. Where's Mark D probably fell asleep. He hadn't watched the episode yet. You don't have to review the episode, Mark D, but if you want to.
I thought, wait a second here. What's going on?
Didn't he? Or did he? Maybe he did.
No, he didn't. But he did say this. And so I want to put it up. Hold on. He might just be waiting to caboose. Hold on for 1 minute. And I'll just
Well, we're done with all the reviews.
Hold on, honey. That's all I have from Mark right now.
That's cool.
Might have more coming. Oh, no. He says coming up.
Oh, okay. No, hurry.
Oh, the Tetrarch of Apathy just yelled, "Shut up, Kess!" instead of "Shut up, Wesley." You okay, boss?
Yeah. I was just checking those there. All right, so I'll wait till he gets this up there. No hurry.
I agree. Neelix is worse than Wesley, and that's saying something. I couldn't have said it better myself. I'm not going to add or subtract one word from your statement. That's a beautiful statement.
They're bad in I mean, it's tough because they're bad in similar ways. For the most part, at least most of the time when you see Neelix, he's not always involved with the main stories. Well, you got a lot of episodes where everything hinges on Wesley saving everybody all the time. That was my biggest problem. It wasn't about just him being he's not a good actor or anything, but he was just a little kid. Just if he just minded his place and, was just part of the, family, there'd be one thing. But him saving the day all the time, being smarter than everyone else, being able to do everything, all that kind of crap is what I hate about Wesley.
I love the way that DC Fontana described it after only a handful of episodes with him at the convention. The Wesley problem.
The Wesley problem.
Oh, Mark's they're coming in.
Hey, Malachi.
Hey, Malachi, nice to see you.
Good to see you. All right, let's see here. Mark D with a C says, C. Great premise, poorly executed. So many sci-fi stories to explore, such as reality versus virtual world. Janeway didn't get her moment to shine. Nope. Which should have happened after she appears on the bridge to confront the alien, but we don't get anything near a Corbin maneuver moment, of course. On the bright side, we're out in space and not on a space station. Yeah. True enough. Pop in if you feel like it there, Marker, if you're not busy. Hello there, Rita. Rita, let's say Ibn Muhammad. Am I saying that correctly? Am I saying that?
I think so.
Because I don't like to mispronounce people's names.
Yeah. Oh, Lisa, I can't stand Jane Austen. I mean, I respect that you love Jane Austen, but I'm not a fan. I'm more D.H. Lawrence for that kind of thing. That sort of.
What did he ever do to you?
Love story thing. I also like Flaubert, Madame Bovary, which is a banned book. Was banned for at the time because it was pornographic. Obviously, it wouldn't be considered pornographic today, but I like Flaubert. I love Madame Bovary. It was a great fun, very well wrought book, and I do like D.H. Lawrence, but Jane Austen is just not my cup of tea. That's a head desk moment for me. It's way too campy for me. It's just way, I can't do it. I can't do it, but I respect that. So, oh, good. I'm glad because I love you. You garden and you're a great cook and you're kind and you're smart and you're funny and you're wonderful to be around. So I'm glad we can still be friends.
And hail everyone. And Lisa's very good at Fortnite too.
She is. Welcome to the great engineer folks here, the Mark D with the C. Now, this is our episodes next week, folks. Tattoo, Maneuvers, Resistance, Cold Fire. The scintillating episodes next week that I'm sure will be way better than this week.
Is Ricardo Montalban in the Tattoo episode with Tattoo?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, he is.
J.T. Kirk, what a wonderful thing to say. J.T. Kirk says, I'm not a fan of Jane Austen. I'm more of a fan of R.M. Briggs. I love you. Thank you.
I like Steve Austin. Yeah. Did you know that Jane Austen was actually a man, right? Did you do that right?
No.
Most of your female authors of that time were actually men using female names. A lot of people don't know that. And I didn't even know that until I heard about it on Blackadder.
What?
Yeah, it was on Blackadder. I mean, one of the
So it was really Jim Austen?
I don't think so. Let me check.
Wait. Before you check, yeah. Remember I said I saw it on Blackadder. Well, they did say it on Blackadder, which is a great comedy.
It's a comedy, yeah. But
so it's
now
made
I
up.
want to know. But I don't think so.
He made it. No, it's a joke.
It's a joke. Okay.
Yes, Blackadder.
Because
so, yeah.
I remember seeing drawings of her. She had several portraits done of herself.
It was him. Yeah. It was Blackadder has a sense of humor.
Yeah, I mean, she's not a terrible author or whatever. I gave Jane Austen, to my daughter to read when she was quite young, and she blew through it in grade 5, grade 6, and she loved it. But it's not my cup of tea. I have a different taste, but that's okay.
All right, Comic Relief Crusader, take it easy, man. Oh yeah, no, I was being stupid, silly because I've always like to quote Blackadder because I think it is the source of truth.
Oh, I know, but I needed to check, and I didn't get the joke because I'm definitely no Jane Austen expert. I avoided those classes in university. I avoided them like the plague. I went for something decidedly much different than that. I don't know anything about Jane Austen.
That is the episode from Blackadder the Third. Well done there, Dave G. Well done. Love that episode. Robbie Coltrane. Yeah. So we got through another one. Man, oh man.
I think I need to do a video.
If you'd like to get into a book that, if you'd like to get into a book that discusses the same things as Jane Austen used to discuss, and that sort of, Victorian manners and dating, and whether or not you're going to, wind up in the place you want to be. There are more cerebral volumes that are less like young girl, anxious to find a man. Middlemarch is a good book for that. I recommend a book called Woodcutters. It's that one. It's the sarcasm is just, it's just great fun. Yeah, I definitely recommend Middlemarch, and I definitely recommend Woodcutters. Both are great books at attacking the manners of cruelty, and cruelty as manners, and the caste system, and who you get to marry and who you don't. So anyway, two
There
of my
you go.
recommendations.
There she go. There she go. Oh well, who knows? Maybe next episode, the next week's episodes will be great. Everybody, I'm seeing some a lot of, was it JT? Is it JT or is it Gwag? One of them said, "Can we skip? Just go to Enterprise." every week someone says that. But you know what? Our dear friend Lisa's a Voyager fan. Katie's a Voyager fan.
It's true.
We have a lot of friends who are Voyager. Look, I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I'm trashing it and making fun of it a little bit, but I'm enjoying it. But better than I was at last couple of seasons of DS9. Yeah, they're in a space, like Mark kind of said too. Yeah. They're in a spaceship. They're out running around in space and stuff, and it's something. That was Gwag. Yeah. I hear you, Gwag. I'm with you.
Yeah, like this last episode, we're getting a little bit more about the alien, or it was just. It could have, as you said too, Raquel, it could have been a really good episode, but it was just epic miss in my opinion, and I agree with you on how they did it. So yes, but this, the ideas are there, and the shipping just annoys me to no end too. It's just tell the story without all that, attempted romance. But yeah. But I gotta get. What did the doctor from Lost in Space? Did he always say the pain?
Oh, the pain. You
I gotta find a clip of that.
Our new friend. Again, I apologize for not saying it well. Say Rita, and I don't know how to spell. I can't pronounce the middle bit. So Rita Muhammad. I hope I'm saying that properly. I do apologize if I'm not. I'm very bad at that sort of thing. Says, I'm a diehard Voyager fan. Seen the entire series more than once. Not everyone's cup of tea. Yeah, that's right. But all opinions are welcome here. And it's a lot of fun. Just not everyone agrees on everything, but we want everyone to feel welcome here. That's the main thing. And to, feel like they can say whatever they want. Love an episode, hate an episode, whatever it is. Go for it.
Yep. Definitely agree with that. And it's always fun to hear the other side or why people like an episode.
Right.
Or maybe certain things don't bug or annoy someone as much, and they can look it over. But that twisted episode when you've got the ship contorting in all different directions, what they really need is add like a line of dialogue, like maybe, we're perceiving it that way. That's not really happening to the ship, but it's just our reality is unhinged. We can't find our way around. But if you actually were twisting a ship in all those different directions, it's not going to stay together, right? I mean, how the heck does that work? I mean, unless they used unstable molecules to build Voyager that we didn't know about. I mean, it's just, certain things. I wonder
how the bio-gel pack survived all that, hey?
Yeah, right? I mean, so totally.
Yeah.
Totally
cheese made them sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't Swiss cheese, I hope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, enigmatic drop bear. I can definitely I chose Madame Bovary from Flaubert out of a 4th year reading list from the University of Alberta, and it is considered by many literary experts as the perfect novel, the perfect fiction. So I definitely recommend the Flaubert for sure, and Middlemarch I would say would definitely be below Madame Bovary, but yeah, both cover that sort of, you're in this life and you're and you're trying to find someone to love and make something of your life and figure out who you are.
There you go. All right. That's not geeky enough. That was definitely out of bounds of geekness there.
I'm sorry, that was very nerdy. I apologize for nerding.
Yeah, no, it's you and ED are both are penalized 15 yards.
Oh no. Darn it.
15-yard penalty.
Hey,
Repeat, third down.
Well, if I have to have a penalty, there are a few folks I can think of who I would want to spend that penalty box time with. ED, you're in my top list of folks who I want to go in the penalty box with. So.
I'm afraid everyone else has to suffer for your problems as well. All right, sorry everyone, but this is the fault of ED and Raquel. This storm was all along and coming.
Take anyone?
Neelix, what happened to you?
Oh, it's a long story. I'll tell you all about it later.
Ew.
Right now, it's time to finish your party.
Ew.
I think somebody got a little out of control with this.
Draw that man in a chicken suit.
It's the Chicken Man!
I was searching for one more. Go for it.
Supercast seems to be
Supercast.
Well, how about the Claboni? Because this is the new version of the Claboni. I think everyone needs to see that again.
Neelix, and I strongly Cass. Hey, did I tell you that I hate Neelix and I strongly dislike Cass? Neelix, and I strongly dislike Cass. Neelix, and I strongly dislike Cass.
Ew.
Oh, that's nice. The new Claboni.
It works.
I was looking for clips, audio clips, and I'm going through, and then I'm like, one of the episodes was an F last week, and I'm like, I'm listening to Raquel, like, come on, there's got to be some raspberries in here, but I didn't have the raspberries, but there was an ew. That ew was in there. I'm like, oh, go. Yeah, I found that. I was like, oh, I can't believe this is awesome. I gotta clip this part. So thank you, ED. Likes that. Yeah. So
yes,
weird looks. Yeah.
He is shattered. He is very upset that that nerds were penalized for nerding.
Yeah. Oh man. I've got a new Claboni. That's very cool.
You do. It's a new Claboni.
That's very good.
Yeah, well, who suggested that during the chat? So that's why I was mostly silent in the third episode. I was putting that together. I can't remember who someone suggested it in the chat, adding running over Neelix, and I apologize, my crummy memory, not remembering who it was. But thank you to that person in the chat. Yeah, I can't.
Oh, Rob Altus wants to get those nerds.
Okay. Well, you know what? Anything Rob Altus wants, he gets. But it takes me a second to get to it, though.
You're getting good at switching between.
Get those nerds! Nerds! What?
I'm impressed.
What'd you say? I'm sorry. Thanks.
No, I'm impressed. Yeah, you're getting good with that. Finding those video clips. Yeah.
So shite. I love clipping. Well, used to be able to do it over there at BTR, but there were sounds, of course, only. But you play whatever the hell you want. I mean, the whole songs, music, and all that crap. No one stopped you. No one cared. I mean, they could, I guess, theoretically, they could go after you, but no one gave a crap. I'd give anything to have my old theme song. In fact, if they said you could pay $10 to have your old, whatever theme song, like my old one, Pablo Picasso.
Yeah. Yep.
I'd almost bring it back. It's a little long, but see, the lead-in time on that show was different. You wanted to lead in with a couple of minutes song. So, back then it was. Anyway, well, so I guess we'll start moseying on out of here. It's been a great show, and you've all been fantastic. But I know Raquel's been up all night, so. Hey, Jonah X, what's up?
Hey, Jonah.
What you doing, man?
Greg says I'll probably be gone for next week's show, but I'll be here for Threshold. How could I possibly miss that episode? Greg, you will be missed.
Yep. Gwag, sorry about that, buddy, but it's always great to have you here, man. You definitely be missed. Yes, Peter, my theme song that I had for 11 years on Blog Talk Radio before I moved here 3 years ago was, of course, from the movie Repo Man. It was Pablo Picasso was never called an asshole. Oh, man, oh, man. So, all right. Well, dang, I hate to say goodbye, everybody. We'll get through sometime. So before I do, I'm going to turn it over to our wonderful first officer for her. Any closing words you may have? So, number one, what you got?
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Clobby. First of all, I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight and keeping us company. Thank you for the wonderful conversation. I had a marvelous time with all of you this evening. Thank you so much for spending that time with us, and putting your ideas out there and joining in the conversation and making this space special, turning this into the mini Star Trek convention that the captain envisioned back in 2021. So you are the magic here, not us. You. So thank you, each and every single one of you, for your reviews, your thoughts, your jokes, your puntastic puns, your jabs, your jibes, all that stuff. It's great. I love it. I want to thank all of the wrenches for helping us to steer this ship. It's pretty darn awesome that you work so hard to make this place what it is, this hangout, this virtual comic book shop. I want to take this time to invite you to read my new stories before they're published in a book. And you can access them. And you can also get a copy of my first book of science fiction tales at my Patreon. And I have some marvelous human beings who have stepped forward to back my book, because episodic science fiction, classic episodic science fiction, is not what corporations are looking for right now. So these folks have said, who cares? We're going to do it anyway. And so they're standing behind me, helping this to happen. And they are Larry, just outstanding human being, above and beyond. Tony Stark, once again, above and beyond. Sean Carter from Mars, Cardinal Sin, Shoota, Chris Persia, Scuba and Leslie Pete, Eric Kay and his trusty dusty dog Kirby, Enigmatic Drop Bear. How I love you, my friend. I'm so glad that you're feeling a little bit better. We're cheering for you. We love you so much. You're gonna beat this. Michael and Cassandra Beacom, Mark D with a C and his beautiful family, Anti-Derivative Jilly Jill, thank you. Maximum Redstone, hope you're feeling better, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
JT Kirk, you are such a good friend. Thank you so much. Dadman and the Dadman clan, Lord and Lady Thoth, and of course Lance, and my buddy Rob Altus. Thank you all for helping to make my book possible. I appreciate you more than I could ever express extemporaneously on one of these podcasts. I just appreciate you so much. I also want to thank Mark D with a C. He's a super cool guy. He's also a maker. And that's Geek and Nerd Talk for somebody who creates really cool things. And he has a doomsday machine on offer. And we all sort of forced him to get a Patreon. You have to go over and see this beautiful doomsday machine. This guy makes beautiful things for nerds and geeks. So get on over there and show your support for Mark. As well, Mark has a wonderful YouTube channel. It's hysterical. It's a wonderful mix of nerd and geek things. And he's just a mild-mannered, funny, kind person who's wonderful to hang out with. And I know you would enjoy, if you had a good time here, I know you'll have a great time hanging out with Mark as well. And Clobby and many of our friends go over there and hang out with him. So if you're not following Mark, can you give Mark a follow too, please, folks? And follow Sean Carter, sci-fi model guy. make sure you follow him, and also follow Scuba and Leslie Pete. They're marvelous human beings. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank the captain. Captain, thank you so much for being such a marvelous host and welcoming all of us into your life and into your space to create this show, this place for nerds and geeks to meet, this place for Trekkies to assemble and have a wonderful time. We are all here because of you. You are a fantastic human being, and I love you to bits, baby. Mwah, mwah. And that's it.
Well, thank you so much. Love you, love you. Chief Engineer Mark D with a C. Any closing words?
Oh, thank you so much, Raquel, for plugging my channel. And everyone, make sure you go support Raquel on her Patreon. And yeah, if you do want a Doomsday Machine, yep, I've 3D printed a bunch of those. Got some videos on those, so check those out. And thank you. And I'm trying to set up an Etsy store, so I think that'll be a good way to get them out to people.
I so wish you would. You are so talented, and your Doomsday Machine is so beautiful. Imagine if all the Trekkies found out about it. It's beautiful, Mark.
That would be fun. Thank you. Yep. So so we're gonna have Sunday Night Geekery tomorrow night, and it might turn a little bit into Sunday Night Eatery, unfortunately, because I did go to the New York State Fair yesterday, and if you've ever been to a fair, they do focus, besides rides, quite a bit on the food. So we'll be hanging out over there tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern. So appreciate Clobbering Times is always there with me, and usually Dad Man and Steve Mitchum and Pat S and a few other people pop in and out. But just looking forward to hanging out tomorrow night and hang out with us, and get ready for the week. And we talked enough about Blue Beetle, I guess. So probably have some other new topics to talk about tomorrow night. But you never know what we're gonna end up discussing. So come on by Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Wherever great people assemble, there will be great conversation no matter the topic. So get your bums in the seats. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, and don't forget to hit the sub button, and you won't regret it. You'll have a great time over there. Good evening, Stephen S.
Oh, Guagnar says, "Can I make a Claboni?" 3D
Stephen S.
Oh, that would be good. Cool idea.
Yes, you may, Gwag. Please do.
Or maybe I could just make a Zamboni and get one of my Thing action figures in there. But that's a great idea. Yep.
It'd be super funny. Stephen S., what a wonderful thing to say. Thank you for jumping in and saying that. We appreciate that so much. Thank you for the feedback.
Yeah, Stephen S., thank you. And thank you, Rita, for saying that as well.
Thank you. Yep.
Okay, well, show notes and shout outs, shall we? We'll get you out of here in short order, folks, I promise. As always, as I've been saying, all this month, August is Jack Kirby month. That's right, the king of comics himself, the greatest creative force of the 20th century. I celebrate him all month. Obviously, we got the clubhouse on Thursday nights and the Saturday night Star Trek. But my other nights, my Mondays and my Wednesday nights, I have been celebrating the king of comics. Not as well as I have in other years. I'm very disappointed in myself in that respect. But celebrating the great king, and we'll continue to do so for the remainder of this month. First, of course, as Mark mentioned, it'll be tomorrow night on his channel on Sunday Night Geekery, 10 p.m. Eastern time. And then sometimes it goes from geekery to eatery. Geekery, eatery. Eatery.
I like how you did that.
Geekery. So you'll get hungry, but you'll get a geek out too. So
there was food, and then there wasn't food.
And there wasn't. And Monday night, of course, I'll be on the great buddy J-Man's channel at 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern, for our usual, 3 times out of the month, we're chronicling the Legion of Superheroes from the very beginning to their ending at the end of the Bronze Age. All their stories reviewed by Sean and J-Man and myself, having a great fun doing that. And then Monday night, it's the big night. It is Jack Kirby's. It would have been Jack Kirby's. It still is. Jack Kirby's 105th birthday. The King of Comics, celebrated right here. And let's see. Oh, sorry. And I'm looking forward to that. I will do it, and I'll do it in the way only I'll do something. I have some things planned for it, believe it or not. I know it's rare for me. And then of course the rest of the week I'll be on Tom Connor's Midnight Edge After Darks, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Loki's channel on his round table on Thursday and Wednesday nights, comic round table, and of course my own channel Wednesdays and for the wild card, and Thursdays Clubby's Clubhouse, which is always a fun time. And then I'll be back at J-Man's channel again Friday nights, chronicling Jack Kirby's Fourth World, and then hanging out with the Comic Shop Boys on my good buddy Nick Weiser's channel on Thursdays. So basically every single night I'm streaming. Now let's shout out our good friends, our good friends who are with us tonight.
I just forgot one thing, and I feel kind of bad for forgetting about it because it's super important and it was very rude. Everyone, I just want to take a second to thank everyone who sent the super chats and the super stickers and all of the gifts, especially Larry and Eric K and all of these folks who regularly support this channel. I can't think of all of your names right now, but I just want to thank you for those marvelous gifts that you gave to Clobby. It's really kind of you. And I also want to thank all of the lurkers. I just went and looked at my Twitter very quickly, which I don't normally do. And I just noticed that there are many really good friends who are even podcasters themselves. And they were here tonight, but they just, for whatever reason, couldn't speak in the chat. So I just want to shout out to all of the lurkers and those who either don't have the time or just, are doing other things and they can't participate in the chat. And yet there they are, listening to us, throwing us up on the TV in their living rooms, or listening to us at work, or just doing, just sharing it on social media. It's really kind of you. And thank you for that. Shout out to Tony Stark again. Thank you. And shout out to Larry again. Thank you. And I just want to say, and don't forget, folks, to spay and neuter your Neelix.
Yes.
That's all.
And thank you.
I got to interrupt because the Shooter just gifted 5 Clobbering Times memberships. I don't think that's showing up on StreamYard.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart of a human being.
Thank you, Shooter. Appreciate you so much, buddy. And thank you, Eric and Larry, Eric, and all of you who with the super chats and things like that, and Michael and everyone at JT, everyone who did that. Just thank you so much, my dear friends. I cannot even express properly the words how much it means to me and how much you mean to me. It is so appreciated. And anyone else out there who maybe, like say, the lurkers, and anyone listening later on a download or a rerun, rewatch, however you want to call that, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe if you would. And yes, thank you so much, everybody. Let me shout out our wrenches, and then we'll shout out everybody else. The great Eric K., the bronze wrencher. The extraordinary Chris Persian, vindicated wrench of the Great White North. Wrench of Iron, D. Bud Martin. God of Wrenches, Avon lives, long live the Legion, Lord Thoth, and the lovely Lady Thoth. J-Man, Wrench Without Fear, Partner Crime on Earth B. Claboni Master himself, Hungry Boy. Stephen Callell, Maddie's Daddy, Thor in Vegas. Fanty Outsidery, and our own music meister, the great Max Redstone. Max, dude, if you're hearing this by any chance, get well soon, buddy. Feel better. Best of recovery. We're all here for you. And before I get this list shouted out, same deal goes for the great enigmatic Drop Bear, buddy. We love you. We're so glad that you're hanging out with us. Big special shout out from me and from all of us to you. To keep on plugging, and it does our heart good to see you. And I hope you feel better. Just keep fighting it. And Dave G Sound, thank you for so much for the member chat. He says, thank you all for my favorite show. Oh, man, well, hey, right back at you, buddy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And let's see here. Again, big thanks not only to the most wonderful first officer in the fleet, Commander R.M. Briggs, but also the greatest chief engineer, Mark D. with a C. Thank you both. And a big thanks to Anti-Derivative Jill, our chief engineer. Yes, she's taking your job. Communications officer, and thanks to LT. And of course, shout outs now. FKHC 2005. My friend, if you're out there watching on the TV like you usually do, thank you so much. Joseph Dredd, here come the judge. Shooter, thank you, buddy. So great to have you here. Always good to have Shooter here. Yes,
He
indeed.
left early to go do a Tony Stark raid, and
Okay.
I fully approve of the Tony Stark raid. Please tell Tony Stark that we all said hello, and please let him know that I said thank you very much.
Yes, if you're going over there after our credits and stuff, if you're going over to Tony Stark, tell him Clobby says hello, and Clobby sent you, and Raquel sent you, and everyone sent you.
Thanks for the shout out on your channel, Tony. You're such a sweet human
Thank
being.
you, Tony.
Thank you for backing my book and for promoting Clobby. You're such a great friend, sweetheart. I hope everybody goes over there and does a Saturday night Star Trek raid. Thank you.
Empress NM. Let's see here. Raymond and Sandra Feliciano, King Dolphin TV. In color. Penny, lovely Penny. Wagner, buddy. Wagner. The Comic Relief Crusader. Let's see here. The great Larry, man. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. Smilex. It's Courtney popped in earlier. Lovely Lisa.
Good night, Lisa.
Again, the aforementioned great unique medic, the up bear. Simply Steve, buddy. Always great to see you, bud. Princess Fiona. Doc Fortune. Let's see here. And they call him Scuba Pete. And Leslie. And Michael Beacom and Cassandra. The Tetrachopathy. Victor Fontaine. Sander Hammerslag. Sean Carter from Mars. Joe Dog. Barker Luck. Claude Salling. Turing Machine. Rob Altus. Peter Not Finity and beyond. Ghost Rider. David Rayborn, Cuz. Cardinal Sin, Gil. Ezra Goldstein, Shalom. Wolfie, buddy. Scotty R37. The Scarlet Spider popped in. Apparently, Ben Riley's out there somewhere. Keely Chow, Roll That Tide. Susan Eckstein. The Thing. Clobber on, buddy. DJ Ronnie G. Your Old Toys. Go to Horny Jail. Dead Man Walking. I like that name. Your Muslim Uncle. Hey, my friend. Hope you're doing well. SB4H. 2-Bar the Robot. And let's see here. Almost there. Malachi D. Wildman. Rita L. Muhammad. I can't really. It's tough. I have a tough trouble reading that middle one. I'm sorry, but Rita Muhammad. Thank you so much. Wonderful to meet you. Jonah Herx and Stephen S. And that's all we got for that now. Everyone, please. Thank you so much. Please enjoy these end credits. And hey, have a fantastic remainder of your weekend. Clobber on and trek on, my friends. Good night, everybody.
Cass, Super Cass.
It's club.
Something happened.
I just love clobbering time.